No, you won't. Yeah, thank you, Sam. I need some comedy relief since JTech wants to do it.
Okay. This is the PlayStation Legion Hangout, and your ass is still in the Hangout on a damn Sunday, so you're gonna stay here till we can find out. Yeah, that's cool. He's gonna sing the song of his people. Cool. Okay, I don't like any of this. Let me turn my damn TV down. Okay. This is the PlayStation Legion Hangout. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get those damn Pop-Tarts because I'm starving. I'm gonna let everybody else do their intros. We're waiting for Adam. We're waiting for Big Money. We're waiting for Lincoln. We'll see when they get in here. We do got some impressive topics to talk about. You say something? What do you say? What up?
Looking at my teeth because I'm looking at a beak.
I wanted to share the screen real quick. Because I want to give a shout out to our very, very few super chat supporters. Let me. I do look like a television. Let me go get waiting for some more people to get in here. So spread the word.
Hooliganism.
What's up?
Birds.
Flying around
and eating people. And I must stay away.
Damn, dude.
Have you seen that game, Splitgate on PC?
I don't know why she's even accent.
But it's coming to console. It's like it's pretty much Halo with Portal.
I'll just put I don't know yet. LOL sauce.
What is going on right now?
No idea.
All right,
the hell's going on right now?
Maybe she
smells like. What's the topic?
Birds, cats, defenders, people that drink water, dinosaurs, archaeologists.
Archaeologists. That's a great topic.
Where's Big Money? He's supposed to be in here.
Probably passed out.
Yeah, probably looked at his arm too much.
I know Lincoln Clay is still actually freaking streaming himself on his own channel, so he's probably going to be running in late.
Oh, okay. Where's Jay? I don't even hear him. Is he filling out another thing?
No, isn't he going to get his Pop-Tarts?
Oh, yeah, he burnt his Pop-Tarts because he's drinking too much Pop-Tarts.
So why wouldn't he go live?
Never heard of actually putting Pop-Tarts in the oven, man. Never heard that one before.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
There's nothing wrong with being weird.
I agree with you.
He learned it from a PC gamer, I think.
What am I supposed to do here? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna ask her, are you in the house?
Gentleman Gamer, I do agree. I'd like to see the remake or the remaster or remake for Medieval come out.
You house? Oh my god, I can't believe I wrote you house. I meant to write you home. Oh. That's what happens when you get annoyed.
Hey, Lincoln, what's up there, Lincoln?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, bro? Saw you playing that Tetris Effect.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that in a while,
man.
man. So I had to change the flavor up a little bit because I do spend a lot of time on that Oculus.
VR life, baby.
That's what Lincoln does, man.
Yeah, I love VR, man. It's like it's only a handful of flat screen games that I play now. You know, like MLB The Show and the remaining Sony exclusives are really the only flat screen games that I'm interested in. I'm not even interested in third party games anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you about the third-party games there, Lincoln. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm done dealing with games that's loaded with microtransactions. I'm done dealing with games that are broken. You know, and
Yep.
you know, I'm just done with the bullshit. You know, I mean, you're gonna deal with a little bit of bullshit everywhere you go, but I think over here with VR, to me, they're not games; they're experiences.
Okay.
It
So
sounds
like
weird to
Firewall's
say it
completely
that
real
way.
shooters
I mean,
for you.
it's a game, but like it's like when I'm getting ready to do something in VR, it's like, what do I want to do today? Do I want to chop somebody's head off? Do I want to fly a jet? Do I want to race a car? That's how I feel, rather than looking at it as like, what game am I gonna play?
The sad part is, I think like that when I go to work.
Did everybody do their intros? I'm sorry, I'm late.
No, nobody wants to do intros.
Okay.
Let's get to the
All right,
point.
I'll take off first since I
Okay.
was already blabbing. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Lincoln Clay, the Godfather of Gaming, the Ageless Wonder, down with the PlayStation Legion Hangout. This is episode number 21. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button. Let's get on with it.
Fuck it, I'll go next, man. Yo, what's up, guys? Fatal Mephisto here. Glad to be on another episode of the PlayStation Legion podcast. And yeah, let's get it popping, man.
Is Adam in here? I'll go next. Buckle Legacy 20. Days Gone next week. Avengers Endgame next week. Shut the fuck up. Nerd out. We're good.
Oh, Thrash, what up,
Okay,
dude?
I'm Somatic. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, so enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah.
We are grateful that you are finally
No,
here.
no, you're not. Shut up.
I'm not.
Leave right now.
God, you leave right now, man. Carl's gonna come after you, bro. He's gonna steal all your trophies. How about that shit? Okay, let's get back on topic. This is JayTechTV. Let's get started.
We're going to start with the archaeologist first.
We are gonna start with the archaeologist first. Hold on. The Maddox gonna troll us as long as we're here. Damn it. We needed Adam for the PS5 specs part, but I guess we can
Adam,
break.
get your ass in the goddamn thing.
Because I don't know how to break this shit down, bro. I was looking for a list.
Get in there so I can leave. So I can cause trouble.
God damn it.
I could probably pull it up if you want there, Jay. I can pull it up if you want.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no fucking clue what this shit is all about.
It's not even really specs, to be honest with you. It's not really specs. It's just like little vivid details about certain aspects.
Okay,
of
so I know the
system, so.
SSD is gonna make it run faster. I understand that a lot of the other stuff is pertaining to power. Like
a third generation Ryzen CPU, I think it is, or something like that. Yeah.
Get out of here. Why is this advertisement in my way? I can't even fucking read what I want to see. This is why I fucking hate advertisements, man. What the fuck? That shit's in the middle of the page. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
screwed
on. We were supposed to go to Wired was where it had it at, bro. But Wired has a fucking big ass. Hold on, bro. Let me see if this one is this one better. This is Wired.com. This seems like this was the article. Still has advertisements. I thought I had an advertisement blocker on it. Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll down. So one thing we know is it's gonna be running faster. It's gonna be there. It is the Ryzen. No, what the fuck is no thanks. Get out of here, man. Okay, we know the AMD Ryzen. Ryzen. Am I saying it right? Ryzen?
Did you say raisin?
I don't know if it's Ryzen.
It's Raisin.
It's Ryzen. It's Ryzen.
Yeah, just
We're gonna call it Ryzen. The AMD
Call
Ryzen. Definitely make it more powerful. All of this shit means it's going to be
Raisins
powerful.
can make CPUs powerful now. What's
Exactly.
wrong with this game?
Raisins are all inside of the PS5. But one thing I want to say is,
Yo, what up, yo?
it's not that I 100% understand everything in these specs. It's just that we know who kind of does, and it seems like those people are a little bit afraid.
Peace.
Where the fuck is Adam at? He needs to break this shit down for us.
Adam decided to take a paid time off, so he has important business to attend.
We don't have fucking money to pay people. You know that.
Yeah, we do. We're a huge, giant conglomerate.
So Sam, let's talk about one of the groups that kind of got scared. I think we can all say the people that own the most powerful console, or used to be the most powerful console, the Xbox One X. Those people, I don't know what I would say. Did they leave the argument? That were they scared? Because there's a civil war in the Xbox community between Crap Gamer and a lot of other people. And Crap Gamer said he's going to go around and unblock a lot of PlayStation people on Twitter. I'm not sure if that's true. He still hasn't unblocked me. But I would love to have him on the show to talk about, the problems in the Xbox community. But what do you see from your point of view of what happened with this announcement? Like, what did you see? What started to go wrong?
We talk with Craig Gamer?
No. When the PS5 information came out, like, who do you think it affected first, the PC community or the Xbox community?
The PC community shook. I see a lot of them motherfuckers make excuses about how this won't work and that won't work. I'm like, nigga, your space bar won't work, bro. Like, it is what it is. Like, you spent all that money, you spent all this money to build a PC. Then a console will come out like $500. Hopefully, at most, it better be at most $500.
We're hearing a 4 to 5. That's what we're hearing. Mm-hmm. We're hearing 4 to 5, and a lot of people really think it's going to be 4. But that will be wild. I want to pull up. Now, this isn't in the topics because we tried to keep the topics really small today because we have a lot to talk about the few topics that we do have. But this was one of the articles right here. This is by PCGamerMagazine.com, and they said the PS5 won't have. Yes, Adam's here.
Shut the fuck up, Twiddle Dick.
God damn it.
That's interesting.
This motherfucker to break down this shit. I'm up here sweating bullets.
You don't need me to break down shit, man.
Okay.
Read all.
Adam, he said it has a raisin in it. In the CPU.
Does it have a raisin CPU, Adam?
I'm gonna slap you, like I said, man. I'm gonna get
a raisin.
Right in the fucking face, bro.
Okay, and that's my cue to leave.
Okay,
exactly. Somebody just stepped in just for
Holding
me.
it down, Somatic.
Yep.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'll be back in like 4 weeks.
What the fuck?
Fucking damn it. Okay, Somatic's out. This was the article I think I need a little bit of some context on. This is coming from PCGamerMagazine.com. It says the PlayStation 5 won't have much of an impact on the future of PC gaming. Why would you even comment on just a little bit of information that came out from the next generation of PlayStation if it didn't impact the future of PC gaming?
Right.
Now, we know this because Thrash, you can take your ass over to the PlayStation Store and go to the indie section. You see games that you didn't see Sony talk about. Then you go search those games on Steam Store, and you saw that those games were on Steam Store first.
Right.
This generation of PlayStation took a lot of their games. And primarily the MMOs have been coming over. The shooters have been coming over. Especially, we started a generation with a lot of the indies. Remember, they used to call us the indie station. But those indie games came from somewhere. They came from the PC. So for them to say it won't impact the future of PC gaming is bullshit. Because this generation of PlayStation heavily impacted the PC gaming because it took a lot of their games away.
Mm-hmm.
So, bullshit? We calling bullshit on this?
No, I'm not calling bullshit on that. It's gonna hurt I don't think PC game is gonna go away because
I don't think it's gonna go away.
They love their little PC they got, but at the same time, it's like Microsoft is giving you more reason to buy an Xbox. PlayStation is giving you reason not to. So, buy a PC and PlayStation is not giving you a reason to buy one. The options are there, like they say, player choice, I guess. So it is what it is with me.
I think later on that evening, I saw the PC fans come out in full force once they got out of school. But the Xbox community, since they are adults, they reacted to the news immediately. And I saw that, and I think we all saw that. So I think it definitely impacted both parties, but one sooner than the other. And once the PC fans acquainted themselves with the specs and all the information, they were a little bit afraid. But let's talk more about the PS5. We're gonna talk about prices among everybody here. Throw out your thoughts on prices, and we're also gonna talk about release date. So who's going first with price and release date?
I don't know if y'all saw that rumor, but it was pretty much leaked at 400 supposedly. I don't know how valid that rumor is though.
That's what I've been seeing.
Well, it depends on how you depict what Mark Cerny said. He said it was going to be affordable for gamers. So I don't know technically in which he means when he quotes gamers, but I would say it's got to be between $400 and $500 at least. So
I'd say 500 is going to be the sweet spot, I think, man.
In my case, rather than comment on how much the console is going to cost, I will say this: that if it costs $400, all SKUs of Xboxes will be DOA. They will all be dead on arrival. You know, the Xbox One, all digital. Why would you pay $250 for that? So when you can jump up, another $150 and get another console that might be 3 or 4 times as powerful as that console. If they're Anaconda, we know with Microsoft, they just can't get enough of that $500 price tag, no matter how much it hurts them. So with that being said, it's like, why would you spend $500 on what Microsoft is offering when you can get pretty much the same specs rumored, from the PS5? And then there's also the extra option of VR that Sony is supporting. So if they sell this next console for $400, it is a slam dunk, and any form of Xboxes will all be dead on arrival. It doesn't matter which SKU it is.
With that price, and we shouldn't care about the release date because I think we're gonna have another generation where Sony won't allow Microsoft to launch a year early, and if Microsoft does launch a year early, they will be stupid to do so. We're talking about a year early, and we're talking about it in terms of the end of this year and the beginning of next year. Sony is not Nintendo. I need people to shut the fuck up about, they're going to launch it in March. They're going to launch it in spring. No.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that.
They're not going to do that. That's not Sony's style. They're not that desperate. They got games, man. Why would they
stretch?
And that's a large part why I had made the guess that it was going to launch in November of this year, because I thought it was going to be a foot race between Microsoft and Sony as to who get their consoles out first. And not only that, November, they've shown a past history of releasing consoles in the month of November. With the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Pro, the PS3. So they've
PS3 came out. I said this to Jay the other day. PS3 in Europe came out in March.
I believe it came out here in November of 2006. It was supposed to come out in November of 2005. They held it back a year. I don't know what Sony's reasons were for doing it, but I had thought that, because the 360 got out first, they got too big of a head start. So they decided to wait until next year when they'd be out there by themselves.
Yeah. And look, if Microsoft's going to do what they did with the 360 and think that that's going to help them win, I hope they understand this won't be that easy. PlayStation made a comeback from something like that, and you would have thought they wouldn't. I mean, you have a whole year ahead of the competition. They should have never lost the lead, not even at the end, and they lost the lead. And it wasn't at the end. It was at the middle of the generation, if people remember. It was after about 3 years that we started to see PlayStation on that rise. So if Microsoft thinks that releasing a system early is going to assure victory for next gen, they need to stop. Okay.
It's definitely not going to assure them anything at all, period. No matter if they release early or it doesn't matter.
I think they will do it though.
Yeah, but like what Adam's saying, I agree with what Adam's saying.
I think they might do it
and they think they can do it again. So I believe
Well, when I think of Xbox releasing their console early, the reason why I say it is because I feel that the rumors about the Anaconda are probably true. It is going to be slightly more powerful than the PS5, but that's only because they're making, what they call it, Lockhart and Anaconda. Lockhart is the cheaper version of the console, and then they've got the Anaconda, which is the more powerful
beefier
console.
one. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a sense of if they have both those consoles releasing, they want a sense of their own window to sell these consoles before Sony come out and basically at least get some sense of units out there. Because as we know, from what we know right now, Sony's only doing the PS5. A lot of people think that they might be doing the same thing where they do another console as well. I don't think they will. I think they might do one later down the line.
Couple years in, yeah.
I think they're cheaper version of the
We're not getting. I tell you right now, we're not getting pro versions of these consoles this generation because PlayStation.
What I want to say is
are
the
not
cheaper
to
version
proof their consoles.
The cheaper version of the PS5, it will be the PS4 Pro, I believe. Now, no, it's not going to be on that level, but I as far as like we're talking about mid-gen. The system was mid-gen, but it's also mid-gen to the next generation of gaming, if you really think about it.
I mean, it's also the sense, I mean, I said this a few times, Jay. It's also the sense of how both consoles depict the word power, right? I said that when it comes to power for Xbox and PC, they think of power on the sense of power, right? Oh, we've got power, but it means it's more powerful. But then it's a sense of with, Nintendo and PlayStation, power to them equals what the studios can do with their games. Even though, I mean, that's saying that sort of stuff about Nintendo kind of makes you chuckle, but you still got to give them some sense of credit on how well they're using the tech for the Switch. So, back what I'm saying, like Sony understand the value of power in which, when the PS5 comes out, Xbox can be more, but as PlayStation fans, whatever you want to call, people, it's a sense of we know what's coming. We know that the studios that we've got are going to utilize that power throughout the gen. So it's like, yeah, no shit. But it's down to Xbox to. That's the thing about E3 this year. They can't go out and be like, oh, it's a new freaking system and get hype. Like a little bit will happen, yeah, but you need to subsidize like why you want to sell this console and why your customers need this console. You can't just be like power and that's it. You need these studios that you've acquired to show something, even though they might be 2 to 3 years out. So it's still they need to show something. And
I think a lot of people have understood that. Look at the Pro versus the X that we were just in some weird confrontation with a little bit over a year ago, and it doesn't matter now.
E3 is literally on their fucking back.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they need E3 more than Sony ever did, and they need somewhere where they can really get the messaging out. I mean, they've had opportunities. We also got to talk about the opportunities they blew up on. What happened on this day was weird. What happened on this day was Dreams came out that same day, and then the PS5 news came out earlier that morning. And then what was funny about all of this is later that evening, the Inside Xbox was a joke.
And don't forget Neil Druckmann mentioning that they finished filming.
Yes, there was a lot of shit that happened this week, and a lot of shit that happened on the same fucking day. I think that PS5 wasn't the worst of their problems that day, and it makes a lot of sense that Microsoft should think that if they go to E3, talking about the next generation system is not going to solve their problem. They have
it will solve a little. It will solve a percentage of their problems, not completely though, as we should know.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The software definitely needs to be there. It needs to be.
That's what they have to show. They have to show new IPs. They have to show maybe old IPs. They have to show some games.
Like, see, the thing is, right, with their E3, right, for me, they've got to spend at least 15, 20 minutes on, but no, I'll say 10 to 15 minutes on discussing the next gen, right? And the rest of that show's got to be showing you why this console matters, obviously, to your company, but also to, the people that are going to be purchasing it. Otherwise, you're going to lose, you're going to lose people. Like I said yesterday, I know that, obviously, they're the only ones that are there this year, so that means that third-party games, they sort of like to go between PlayStation and Xbox, right? If I'm Xbox, I will say if EA want them to show something at their conference, or Ubisoft or Bethesda, I will literally say to each individual one of those companies, no, we're not doing that. We need to show what we got, not what you got. You got your own little things going. We need to show what we got. Otherwise, you're going to have what happened last year, which was, 18 world premiere exclusive, or was it 15 exclusives that they had at the beginning of the show?
No.
And it was an absolute fucking blunder. Like, most of them were pretty much multiplats, which, again,
Yeah,
was
I look. I'm gonna put it this way. Microsoft is an old dog. It's not able to do the older tricks. So I don't expect them to be like Sony and find some sort of redemption and what they used to stand for. And I don't see them doing that. Sony had to do it. They had to dig deep to come back from what happened last gen. And they came back last gen, and they continued to do that, what they were known for doing this gen. Bringing the gamers the games that they want. Like being a market leader, bringing them the experiences they can't get anywhere else. What Microsoft needs is some new faces in their library. And what's funny is, how can you do that when you've already made the statement this gen that we want our games to be on other platforms? That right there alone might scare people from buying whatever system you bring out, no matter how powerful. Again,
You see,
look at how powerful
Microsoft
the
doesn't
X
give a
is.
shit about that, though. Microsoft does not give a shit about that, because even Phil himself said in interviews, man, that it's not even about the console anymore. They want more people to play their shit. That's just what they want.
The Inside Xbox
They can't compete with Sony, man. They can't compete with Sony. Sony's got way too much leverage over Microsoft. They own way more territories as far as people that actually prefer Sony over Microsoft. It's just, no matter what Microsoft does, like, they're never going to be able to actually ever outdo Sony. Nintendo is really the only competition that Sony really actually has. If you want to get down to the gritty of it.
They're selling pretty well, though, ain't they? Yeah, that's true. They are doing numbers. I got to say, Nintendo.
Nintendo will push numbers. Microsoft, you'll be lucky.
I mean, hell, if the news is true about this, smaller and bigger version of the Switch, hell, fuck it, go for it.
I'm gonna say one thing, man. Y'all know I've been wanting to get a Switch, and if they bring out this version and they, in any way, shape, or form, make the normal Switch at least $50 cheaper, I'm going to have a Switch here. Other than that, if the handheld is the cheapest price and they keep the Switch at $300, I'm just going to go get the handheld version. I do want a Switch in my house. I do want a Switch for on the go. I've told people that, I'm a Nintendo fan. I've shown it on Dreams. It's not just trolling people, playing Kirby or Mario this weekend. It's also being a big fan of Nintendo and them being there for me as a child, as a teenager growing up. So Nintendo is going to always be there. And I think the worst thing you could have did, Microsoft, is give them Cuphead. So from the reports we've heard on the Cuphead discussion is Microsoft was a key player in vouching for Nintendo to get Cuphead. It was up to Microsoft. And I'm just looking at the article that day, and I was like, why would you do that? Why?
It's actually kind of smart. It's actually kind of smart to do that. Because, think about it. Not many people on the Xbox even bought that game. Oh, there's probably some royalties in the mix of it or something. Maybe.
No. I know what you're talking. I know what you're about to get at. It is smart. It is smart. The game's going to do a lot better on Switch, but that could have been something that made people want to buy your system. Now you've endorsed the multi-plat type of
game now.
Trust me, Cuphead is definitely one of those games that majority of the diehard Xbox fans would not even run out to buy an Xbox for. Remember, if it's not Halo or the Holy Trinity, as I like to call it, Gears, Forza, and Halo, they don't fuck with it, man.
The Holy Trinity.
That's what I call it, man.
You're so right, but this is what I don't understand. Why did they brag about it? I know it was the only game that got a good Metacritic score, but other than that, why would you brag?
Good Metacritic score. They bragged about it because it's something that Sony does not have. Yeah. That's why they're bragging about it. Now they ain't saying shit about it because now it's on the Switch.
That's true.
I mean, sure, it was on PC, but most Xbox gamers, like diehards, don't give a rat's ass about the PC side of the world. So as long as if it's a game that's only on Xbox, console-wise specifically, and Sony doesn't have it, then they're going to brag about it. But they're not actually playing it. I guarantee those people that sat there on Twitter and bitched about that, or made fun about that, or made fun of that issue,
we got
didn't even buy it.
at 86 right now on the Switch version. Pretty fucking high.
It's what makes it even more embarrassing though, there, Jay, is the fact that it's a game that's not even done by one of Microsoft's own studios.
Yeah,
that's what I was really surprised about that. They didn't actually purchase that company, man. That was baffling. I thought a company would have been bought by them, but nope. What was it called again? Was it MDK? Was it? Yeah,
MDHR.
MDHR.
Yeah,
MDHR.
They're a good company, man. I mean, it's obviously a small one, but like hell, I looked at Cuphead, I was like, that's that popped into my
So
mind.
it's sitting at the same Metacritic score with less people that reviewed it. As far as Xbox, 72 people reviewed the Xbox version, and it got an 86. That's a pretty damn good score. 8.5 on a user score.
Very solid.
Yeah, very solid.
Good game.
While we're on the topic of Metacritic scores, I guess we could go spit out our predictions. I've already said that my prediction for Days Gone is going to be anywhere between a solid 80 and an 85. You know, not because I think it's bad, but because I know how some of these random journalists and critics tend to go.
There's a huge day one patch, supposedly. It's a lot of bugs and a couple of issues from what I read.
Okay. Well, that's good that they're going to have a day one patch.
I heard about some idiot popped out an early review or something like that, but apparently he's done early reviews before on PlayStation games and really fucking went into them. I'm like, dude, the embargo don't lift until Thursday. Why the fuck are you reviewing? Like,
well, I'm guessing Kofi will try to capitalize on that shit. But what is everybody else's predictions for the review of Days Gone?
I'm gonna be, well, fuck it. I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna be like.
Is anybody picking 90?
85 and 90.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
You're
bold.
picking a 90? Shut up.
Fuck it. I'm going all out.
If I was to just be bold like you, I'll say anywhere between an 87.
So I said 80 to 85 on God of War, and what happened there?
I know,
Mere
right?
underestimation.
Underestimated that one, and I'm like, I look at this game, I'm like 80 to 85, and then I'm just these past weeks I've been thinking,
I'm thinking like 80,
I've been hearing
85
I've been hearing some stuff through Reddit and stuff like that people have got it early. I've been hearing some really good things about it. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, 85, 90. Between that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 80, 85. About the same.
I did say to you yesterday, beginning of the game, a lot of people have found essence of The Last of Us. I'm like, fuck off. No way.
It's just so hard to get a 90 nowadays.
It is.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say 85 to 90. I know there's going to be some journalists out there that's going to try to sabotage this game, but I think the Sony fan base is going to overcome that, and you know, and this, I think we haven't gotten an exclusive out of Sony since Spider-Man. Am I right?
Yeah.
So what? That's been about a good 6-7 months.
So
they've been starving for a game from Sony. They've been starving. So all those elements combined, I'm going with at least an 85.
I say 79.
April served them well last year.
79, thrash. Damn.
79.
79.
He said 39.
No, 79.
79. Look,
I'll say
I can agree with that though. I can again.
That's still a good score.
We're talking about what Lincoln just said. I can agree with a 79, as well as I can agree with what my score was your 80 to 85, because the people that sabotage the game might be more than the people that love it. You know. Now, one thing I do know is this game appeals with the Xbox community. It's a shooter. You have a bike. There are zombies. Xbox fans have already expressed their want for this game, and some of them were confused and believed that it was a multiplat. But it's not.
Even the PC community too is what was bragging about. Bro, release the PC.
Wants this game. So everybody has wanted a good open world zombie game. And from all the elements I've saw, whether it's stealth or the different types of weapons or the modifications and the campsites and all of the other stuff that I've saw researching this game myself, I think it deserves higher than an 85. But again, everybody has differing opinions, and you know you can't force them to like something that they just can't force.
I also find it ironic that this World War Z releases about a week and a half before Days Gone, and it's got kind of a lot of the same elements where you got waves and waves and waves of zombies coming at
you. Trust me, that company was shitting bricks, dude. They're like, we had to get this game out early.
They had to get it out in front of Days Gone because nobody gonna pick up that shit after Days Gone. They had to get it out.
Exactly.
Well, that was a calculated that game in front of
Days Gone. They did it at a great price too, man.
The last game they brought out, what's it called again? Sony Benz was Golden Abyss.
Yeah, I hear you, Big
Money. We hear you.
Big Money is up in here.
Yeah.
Got my boy Big Money. So let's talk about that. That game, World War Z, is sitting at a... Wait up. It's going too fast.
Anyways.
He was mentioning the price point at 40, so like you said, they wanted to shove it out there.
Yeah, they wanted to shove it out there. It's sitting at a 63. That's pretty fucking low. So as long as Days Gone is higher than a 63, we're good. But I think it's going to be in the green. I definitely believe it's going to be anywhere between an 80 on up. I don't see why it should be lower. It is a AAA PS4 exclusive with Sony's intent in it, so I know the people got to understand that this shit is quality.
Hey man, you know what surprised me about that score? It's a lot of people playing that game. That game caught a lot of people by surprise. I bought that game.
And that's
that game
what's
was a fun
crazy.
game.
That's why we're talking about the Metacritic score, but we're not talking about the gamer enjoyment. I think gamers are really going to enjoy Days Gone. But the journalists might paint a different picture. We know journalists and gamers are a little bit different because, these motherfuckers couldn't even play Crash Bandicoot.
See, that's why, that's why, Jay. That's why I find reviews to be irrelevant, at least for me as a consumer, man. I never buy games.
Oh, definitely. This game was day one for me, and then later on when they announced that, what is it? The digital deluxe. I went on and got that shit. I have the digital deluxe for Days Gone. I have the avatar pack and the theme that they released for the countdown live stream on their account. Sony's on big time promotion with this shit. They were at the latest Insomnia event, the Insomnia convention this weekend. They're there with a big ass place. I wanted to show you guys this. There's a chick. Now, this picture right here is Days Gone. It seems to be somewhere out in the wild, maybe a military base or something. They get that shit early. But I wanted to show you this chick was giving one of the zombies a Spider-Man kiss. At the Days Gone.
I thought you was about to say she was giving him some head or some shit.
No. We don't know. We don't know what's going on the going-ons. But look, she's giving this zombie right here a Spider-Man kiss. As you can see, a lot of people were excited about this. And as you know, the main character of Days Gone, he was the Star Killer in The Force Unleashed on the Star Wars game back last gen. So, he has a fan base, but I can't wait, man. I mean, the weather is going to be awesome. It's raining, it's snowing, a day and night cycle. Then you get these camps that you can like hide in. You got to fucking take them over so you can sleep there at night, or you don't want to sleep at night. You can go out in the wild and it gets harder for you at night. They're talking about a big difficulty in this game. They're saying this game is going to be difficult to play. It's not going to be like a game you can just run through. But I think it's going to be awesome. No, it's by a different studio. It's still a Sony-owned studio. And this is one of their first new IPs for this generation of technology. It might not be all the way up there to Guerrilla Games. It might not be all the way up there with other studios like Insomniac or whatever. But I think coming from Uncharted on a Vita to this is a huge step up from them, and I can see how awesome it looks. It looks amazing.
Last game they made for a fucking PlayStation, the actual console was Siphon Filter. Give me a fucking break.
Also, I'm hoping in the future, this is not on the topics, by the way, guys. That Decima engine, I hope almost every fucking Sony developer acquaints themselves to that engine. I want in the future for them to use that. I don't want them to use anybody else's third. So this game is using the Unreal Engine, by the way. Okay, it's the Unreal Engine 4. Again, you guys know one of my favorite engines from a third-party developer. The engine makes everything look gorgeous. But I hope in the future, hopefully next gen, that more and more developers that Sony owns, if they're smaller developers compared to the big five that I can name, maybe they should use the Decima engine. Maybe it can clean up stuff and make it look even better. So that's just my hope.
It's gotta be about how familiar they are with it, though. That's the thing.
That's the thing. I'm just hoping. That's what I'm saying.
I'll let them make their own engines, man.
That's
They
make
all-
their own engines.
they do all work together. I mean, and,
Yeah,
and
they all help each other.
Yeah.
like I said, this game looks
Yeah.
amazing from all the pictures I've saw. And from I don't know if I saw any direct feed 4K videos outside the one Sony released, and it looked amazing. But you know, I just can't wait. It's an open world, bro, all the way up there in the Rockies and the mountains and shit. One thing I liked about this game is that the car trunks, you can open them up and see if there's some stuff to salvage. And I thought that was so awesome because I never saw that in any other game. Sometimes it's like a zombie that comes out and try to kill you, but sometimes it's like a treasure chest. You might find some loot in there, some bullets.
You've never seen that in any other game before?
I haven't saw opening up the back of a trunk and different cars out in the open world. I haven't
That shit
played
like
any
Dead
open.
Island.
Damn, 7 Days to Die has that shit. That's an indie title, man.
I didn't play that. I wanted to, but I.
It's a good
skipped it.
game. It's just it's got clunky animations, but the fun
buffer.
factor is still freaking incredible in that game.
But yeah, can't wait for this game day one. Obviously, but I'm still gonna stick with a 80 to 85. I see Adam is going bold with a 90. Thrash, you're going with a 79. You know,
I'm gonna say for my prediction, I'm gonna say between 80 and 91.
Okay, I can respect that. We go on to a topic we were talking about. God of War Ragnarok / God of War 5 / it's not actually God of War 5. It was a scene at the end of the God of War 3 remaster. And okay, so a lot of the people on YouTube that like to put out information to try to get a lot of views, they looked at the end of that. No, I'm being honest here. They went on, and they looked at what was that new video? The teaser for the new documentary for the God
that
of War
Raising
development.
Kratos?
Yes.
Raising Kratos? Yeah.
And at
okay,
the end of it, they saw Kratos coming out of a cave without his shoulder gear and without his axe on his back. And everybody automatically said, oh, that's God of War 5. So Corey Brawler came out on Twitter. He let everybody know that's not God of War 5. And still, again, people still have their video up saying that that's God of War 5. I think a lot of gamers need to understand. Sorry, if a real gamer wouldn't jump to that type of conclusion. But I'm talking about a lot of people that want to chase this type of information and put out false information. Stop. Just stop. Okay?
Right.
There are some gamers that are not as educated as us. They might be on the teetering end of casual, and they might take this shit and then they get wrong information, and then you will not make a follow-up video saying I was wrong. So they're running around here with that information, and this is just not specific to God of War. This is for everything. Please help the game.
You know, when I saw that trailer, that trailer on the PlayStation official YouTube channel, and I saw that scene at the end of it, that could very well just be like a prototype or something like that they were showing out. After all, it is like behind the scenes making of it. So
exactly.
And people actually made videos based on that. Those people are fucking dumb as shit.
So this is what Corey said. This was supposed to be at the end of God of War 3 remaster because you're done. You just beat Zeus, and this is where he was coming out into Norse mythology, and it's like, come on, man. It just like people just run with all types of shit at this point.
I hate modern gamers so much.
Yeah, I do too, man. It's just really got to stop. But I hope everybody understands as far as the people doing Days Gone. They are the creators of Siphon Filter, so I respect those guys.
I want Siphon Filter to come back so bad,
I know,
man.
And I want to support.
That's why I'm supporting. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. That's the only reason why I want to support this game too, as well, man. Is because
next
I want
gen.
I
think Sony should go back in their PS3 and their PS2 backlog of games. So-called.
I'll even go further than that. Their PS1 backlog as well.
Yeah. Ape Escape needs to come back for the kids. You have that.
Yeah. Legend of Dragoon needs to make a comeback as well.
You've had 2 NAC games. They didn't do as well as you probably hoped. Bring back Ape Escape. Put some fresh coat on that. A fresh coat.
Shit, bring Sly Cooper back. Shit.
Bring Sly Cooper back. We've all heard
That
about
would be nice, Thrash, yeah.
Ratchet and Clank is coming back. So that's
they're
hiring for that, yeah. So but damn, man, it's all about that support, man. I'm gonna show them a lot of support for Days Gone. You already know I have.
Yep.
And I've been waiting for this type of game, man. You don't get a lot of games like this. Day one photo mode, by the way. You know, not patched on day
Nice.
one photo mode. I think that's gonna be key for all PlayStation exclusives. Should all have photo mode. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's not fucking hard. Okay, let's.
Hey, Jay. Before you go on to the next topic, I just want to throw this in here super fast. Did you end up getting a chance to watch that interview with Yoshida yesterday that came on that Arts and Science, the Game Maker's Keybook podcast?
No.
He was kind of talking about the future and stuff like that, at PlayStation, whatever the case may be. There was an interesting segment that I was reading to a friend of mine, and like my buddy's kind of like pissed off about what he said. He says basically, was looking at the future. Yoshida believes that digital distribution will become more and more widespread simply because it's convenient. This will help the industry creating all new kinds of services.
I don't like that.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. But you know, just because you don't like something doesn't mean he's not wrong, and I agree with that. Look at how many streaming services are out. You got DC Universe; they have their own streaming service. They have everything DC on there. You have clearly, you have Netflix. Disney is launching theirs in November. It's called Disney Plus, and they're gonna have everything they own. I didn't even know they own National Geographic until like a couple weeks ago, but they gotta have that shit on there. But
I didn't even know that.
Exactly, Disney got that money. They got you already know Disney got Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, Disney. So they somebody subscribe there. I expect to have access to all of that shit. But I agree with them. Everybody is coming out with a streaming service. HBO has theirs, Showtime has theirs. Like there are places that people that used to only be able to be found on TV that now have a streaming app. So I don't disagree, but I do not like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked at my bank account. I went negative last week. I'm not gonna fucking on my checking account. I went negative, not on savings account. But because I was broke and all of these other subscriptions I had kept taking shit out. So I had a subscription for Amazon. I had a subscription for some other shit, and it just kept taking it fucking out. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and the problem with that kind of shit, with letting too many people dip their hands into your shit, is when you had that 1 week where the money gonna get funny and you want somebody to wait a week to get the money.
Exactly.
They system is gonna try to pluck that money anyway. That's why I never let That's why I never let nobody put their hands in my shit.
I had Netflix, I had Amazon. I just looked at it. I got.
And
Funimation.
then when it's time to go cancel that shit, you're not going to be able to.
You're not going to want to.
You're not going to. That's why I prefer using prepaid cards, man.
You're right, Lincoln. You're not going to be able to find a button, and sometimes you're not going to want to.
Listen here, man. I had signed up for a subscription one time, right? And I went to go cancel my shit, and I hit the button to cancel it, and they kept taking it. And so I hit the button again for them to cancel it, and they were still taking the shit. This shit went on for like 4 months. Finally, my credit card provider, I finally called them and told them that I lost the card, so they would issue me a new card. That way, when that subscription would try to take the next month's payment, they wouldn't be able to get it. And naturally, they canceled my subscription once they couldn't get that money. So thank you for doing what I was trying to do for 4 months.
I might do that shit.
That's why I don't let That's why I don't let nobody put their hands on my shit automatically.
Well, the number one thing these companies want is for us to forget that we're paying for a subscription. That's the number one thing they want to happen, bro. They want us to forget. Cause now I forgot. I don't know when I have to pay my Netflix next. I don't know when I have to pay my Hulu next. Exactly what they want. I don't know when I gotta pay my Plus next. You know what I'm saying? I don't keep track of that shit.
Then we go into.
I do.
No, I got until May, and the good thing about May is I get paid 3 times that month. I get paid bi-weekly, but I get paid 3 times in May, so I'm good. I'm gonna do about $60 at PlayStation Plus. My shit runs out at the end of May, so I'm good in May. I just want everybody to know that we are gonna move on to Last of Us, but I also wanted to move on to another topic that I just fucking forgot. Now, what was going on with The Last of Us was it's finished. Wrong article. Fuck. You know what?
Yeah, you gave me the article there on you tweeted.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go to
about that.
you know,
I forget
like,
what market it was that
Google,
was putting it up on their store, but I'm just gonna say that it's a placeholder right now.
Yeah, we're not. We're not talking about that yet. Let's just talk about it's done.
My bad, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert. The shit's done. Okay, he's kissing the forehead of the actress that does the voice and body for Ellie. Champagne is there.
It's a chick from Growing Pains.
You know what that means? Champagne is there. It's right.
Oh, damn, you're right.
So
yeah, it's the same chick.
So yeah, same chick. And look, I want to put this out there, bro. The Legion. I want you guys to understand. You guys all have the opportunity to add me on a PSN. Everybody, please. It's easy now. Search JayTechTV HD on the PSN, and you can find me. I know the Tech Boy 88 was a kind of not convenient because you had to put the dashes, and I made that shit when I was a lot younger than I am now. But I'm glad they allowed us to change the PSN, and I for one have not had any problems that I know of. So my trophies are still there. I'm still piling on trophies. I still, can see my account and everything. I can still see my friends online. So I haven't had any problems with switching my name over, and it's been
me neither. Good. Yeah, me neither.
So if anybody wants to add me, you want to sit in on the party chats where we might not record that, and we just we're still talking about gaming and other shit in life. You guys can do that. JayTechTV HD. So I think it was Somatic, Adam, Sam, me. I think maybe Eddie or Big Money was in there. And we were talking about the possibility of what's coming out next. And I think a lot of people have been saying that. What's coming out next? Is it The Last of Us? Is it Ghost of Tsushima? Or if it's Death Stranding? I'm going to go first. I think it's The Last of Us, then Ghost of Tsushima, then Death Stranding.
So you think Last of Us coming out this year?
I think it's coming out first. I'm not saying it's going to come out this year, but as far as what's the next big game PlayStation getting, yes, it's going to come out. You remember, each one of these games are going to have a advertisement budget that is huge. Days Gone did need it. It's not that it's a bad game. It's just a underrated game. People need to understand that. It's a big fucking difference. We're not going to have a Crackdown on our hands. And we all know that.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think in that way, I think you're right. But I think The Last of Us 2 is coming out this year.
No, I'm not saying that can't. What we were saying.
I'm talking about for myself.
Oh, yeah.
I do think
what I was saying to Adam is I
year.
wanted it to come out this year, and I think that if you're done with all this shit and all you gotta do is put the finishing touches on it, it could take you 5 months. The game could come out in October. I don't see a reason why it can't come out this year in 5 months.
Yeah, because Sony usually, all the big three always have something, one of their big hits coming out, and I don't think I would think the Ghost of Tsushima should be done by now. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, no. In the defense of Ghost of Tsushima, also like the defense of Days Gone. Days Gone got shown off in 2016, and it's just now coming out in 2019. Ghost of Tsushima got shown off in 2017. So that stands the reason it's probably going to come out next year.
Yeah,
now,
but the thing
Death Stranding
is
different. That's a Kojima thing. And he's a perfectionist. He showed that off also in 2016. And you would expect that game to be ready by now.
Yeah, Jay, but they've been working on the Ghost of Tsushima for 6 years now. Now, I'm not saying that when you take a AAA game like that, when you take a big AAA game, I'm thinking 5 to 6 years. That's the normal time. Now, every now and then, it might be something in the end that hold them up. Because I think that what messed them up, Days Gone pushed everything back because Days Gone should have came out last year. I think Sony was really hoping that because when they did that Game Informer, even Game Informers thought the game was coming out. That's why they published them and had them on the front page of Game Informer. So I think what messed them up, far as The Last of Us and all of them what's coming next, I think that pushed all them games back 6 months because I think The Days Gone should have came out last year, the last part of last year, and I think they was hoping that one of those games, because I think one those games, those three games that you mentioned, one of those games are completely done. I think myself. I think one of those games are completely done, and it might be The Last of Us 2. I was
Yeah,
remember.
and see, this is another thing with Days Gone. Sorry to, I'm gonna be real quick.
Go ahead.
Days Gone, right? That shit, like you said, it's been ready to ship for a long time. It was gonna be February, remember? Then they pushed it back to April. But before February, it was supposed to come out last year. They wanted an October release date because clearly it had freakers, and it would sold it a little bit better in that area. Now this game is also coming out right on the backs of what is it, The Walking Dead, and it's coming out on the backs of, you know, I don't know what else, but the backs of the fact that we haven't had a huge game since Spider-Man. So this game should do good, but it's a brand new IP from a developer that has not put out a lot of PS4 games. So, you know, they're being very gentle with this, and then we all can see that it needs its space. I think in the next month and a month and a half or so, we're gonna get an influx of news on the other three games, and we all know this because they did not hide the fact that they were done with The Last of Us. They literally put it on the internet. You get what I'm saying? It's public knowledge. It's not hiding any of this shit. So I think the next person is definitely Ghost of Tsushima. Not saying that they're still working on it, but they got to come out and let people know, oh yeah, we've been done, blah blah blah, putting finishing touches. But yeah, like you said, bro, Days Gone getting pushed every other game back.
Yeah, you were trying to say something, Fatal?
Huh? Oh no. I mean, I can share my thoughts on what I think is going to be released next. I think Ghost of Sushi is going to be released next, not Last of Us.
Oh, she think what? Nah.
I've been thinking that for a while.
I think Last of Us is too big of a game, and it's a perfect game to end this generation off. Kind of exactly what they did last gen.
I think dreams are going to come.
There, Fatal, but I think one thing that I think nobody might be taking into consideration is I think Mark Cerny and Kojima is two people that got freedom to roam within Sony. I think Death Stranding is going to come out when Kojima wants it to come out, not so much Sony.
What about this for a prediction? I know a lot of you guys are definitely not going to agree with me on this, but let me just say it for the hell of it, man.
I don't.
What if Last of Us is shut up, fucking trash? What if Last of Us 2 is like the last game that Sony releases, and then Death Stranding and Ghost of Sushi come out next generation?
I can agree with that, but I will say whatever game comes out next, I think is going to come out in November or December, so they can promote the bundle for it. Because whatever game comes out,
that's next, what I'm saying.
There's going to be a bundle for it right around Christmas time.
I agree, Lincoln, but I don't agree. I think what you're saying is right about the bundle.
Or it could be cross-gen. It could be a cross-gen game.
That's what I used to think.
It needs to come out in October so it can be qualified for Game of the Year. Whatever the next game is going to be.
But I picked November or December because whatever bundle, let's say Last of Us 2 comes out next, and they make a bundle for it. You know, they make a the Last of Us 2, custom PS4 or PS4 Pro for it. Whatever they do is gonna sell out. If they do it in October, the shit's gonna sell out before Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying they can do a bundle in like December and bring the game out in October. You know what I'm saying?
I think
you know what? They could bring it out at the end of October. Let's put it that way.
Something like that. But if the game comes out in October, by the time a custom console comes out in December, everybody who wants the game will have already bought it. I don't know how many people.
Lincoln, I agree with what you're saying, but you got to remember, Sony is already about to be at 100 million. They don't need to keep pushing the PS4. The PS4 is pushing itself. You get what I'm saying? Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, Death Stranding does not need a bundle to push it. Literally, those games push themselves. The anticipation, the hype, all of that shit. Knowing people are gonna live stream it, knowing you're gonna see amazing photo mode.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
That shit, those games are gonna push them. So I don't think a single one of those games needed as much help as Days Gone did. Days Gone needed its own month, and it kind of seemed like it got it because the third party has been kind of lackluster so far. So it looked like it did get its own month of April.
Yeah. you got a good point there, but at the same time, the PlayStation end user base has proven that they like to collect these custom consoles.
Oh, I'm not gonna put that off, man. I'm not gonna put it off.
Which is
We
kind
need
of, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that.
But look, they I agree with what you're saying, Lincoln. But I want to know what is the date that a game could be considered for Game of the Year. So if you could bring it out in November, that's cool. But I want whatever the game is, it definitely deserves to be talked about for Game of the Year. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it got to be a cutoff date. It got to be a cutoff date somewhere.
That's what I'm saying, and I think it was November. Because a lot of remember the what was the game? Red Dead Redemption came out in October, and they said that was towards the end of the cutoff date, and it was still qualified for Game of the Year. So I'm trying to figure out what the cutoff date is. Because listen, The Last of Us has done their shit, right? They got to polish up. Okay, it's still April. Okay, they announced this. Hold on, let me make sure we get this announcement right. The 18th of April. So they still got the rest of April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 6 months in total. So that's what I'm saying. In 6 months and some change, do you believe the game will be ready? I believe so if you count it that way. Now, if you and it comes out at the end of October, very beginning of November, I agree with you, Lincoln. If it can come out at the very end of October, the very beginning of November, and I'm about to check the calendar to see what Tuesdays or Fridays we have for that, I agree with what Lincoln's saying. But not too far into December. Not too far into November, or it might not be qualified. And I think every game that's about to come out definitely should be qualified for Game of the Year.
You know, the next several months are going to be freaking interesting.
Yes, the game of the year consideration never even entered my mind because I don't know if that means anything to Sony. It definitely meant everything to the Xbox because they was breaking their backs to push Red Dead Redemption to win that, so they can say the best version of that game is on the Xbox One X.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The fact that Xbox people were pushing that for a third party fucking AAA and Xbox people
were pushing Xbox exclusive. That was sad.
Okay, I got some dates for you, Lincoln. These are the dates we have for Friday because Last of Us, I believe, did come out on a Friday. We have October 25th. That's a Friday. And then we have November 1st, which is a Friday, and November 8th, which is also a Friday. What was the release date of Red Dead Redemption 2?
I mean, you know what's real funny about these? Because I've always thought that Kojima's game, Ghost of Tsushima, and The Last of Us, I've always said that those going to be cross-gen games.
Yep.
Now I'm back on that because
anything can be cross-gen because of the backwards compatibility feature that they're talking.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Come out the same day. It's gonna come out the same day of the PS4 and the PS5. Now with this, like with them not saying anything about, because I did predict that it was gonna come out in 2019 November, and that's gonna be kind of hard for them to do now. They already said it's not coming out this year, but I'm still thinking that it has to be something. I know Sony, the only thing that scares me about this is about that you got these big three games that's coming out, right? And we don't know when they coming out. The thing about it is, like, what are you going to have for the launch of the PS5? Because they got to have something big. And I would think Kojima would want to come out on the PS5 to show how pretty the game is. Now that might not be
faster load times and shit. Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That Kojima's game and definitely a game as gorgeous as we saw from Ghost of Tsushima could be two cross-gen titles. But I wanted to share with you this pattern on the release dates that we got. So the release date, if it was to come out at the end of October, beginning of November, we have a pattern on that. October 25th is a Friday. And Red Dead Redemption 2 released on a Friday of last year. Guess what the date was? October 26th. So that's the pattern we have, and it's clearly a cutoff date. Maybe we should be looking out for that. Now, Last of Us coming out in September, which means that they would have only 4 months left That's kind of crazy, man. But look, from this celebration that we saw, it seems like maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something to it. But let's go look at what September 26th is 27th is a Friday. That's a Friday. It's the last Friday of September. That means the next week you will be heading into October on that Tuesday, which will be October 1st. So again, not far-fetched, but if they feel that they need more time, they can clearly cover the whole month of October to get the game out. Also, I don't know if I've been hearing about multiplayer for The Last of Us 2, but I have been hearing about single player, and I think the multiplayer might come out after the single player now that and if it doesn't, it's cool, but maybe we should be looking forward to some sort of a multiplayer beta also. Because I don't think they're gonna take it out. They didn't take multiplayer out of Uncharted, so I don't see why they would take it out of this.
Hey Jay, another interesting thing to keep note of too as well, and when it comes to September, man, is their yearly Outbreak Day that they always do on September 26th every year. Maybe that's when we might see some information about the release date towards Last of Us 2.
It's September 26th?
Yep, every year on September 26th.
So this shit can't be real then. So this isn't gonna be real. Because why would they? I'm
just throwing that out there.
No, I know what you're saying is fucking real, but this release date can't be real if their Outbreak Day is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe they might actually surprise everybody with the actual release date.
I don't know. I'm thinking about what I just said and what you said. Outbreak Day, they show off the limited edition collector's bundle for The Last of Us, and then the game comes out at the end of October on the 26th. Because and the reason why the 26th is so good, fuck Red Dead Redemption, this game has Infected. It's a Halloween type game. It would be perfect to come out on the 25th of October this year.
When does Dreams come out though?
November.
No, I think Dreams needs to come out anytime between July and August or September. That's perfect for just to release the full game.
But Sony doesn't like to release shit back to back. That's why. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, they gotta have space between these games at least 3 months apart. Also, Medieval's been lost in translation. Huh?
Hey, do y'all think it's a possibility that with them not going to E3, do you think it's a possibility they don't need to give this year with a big game at the end of the year? Do they
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that they don't have to fuck up their work. But why trying to work on a fucking demo to show off at E3? I think they can work through the year, which is a great thing. That means they don't have to mess with any of these developers. These developers can continue to work through the whole year and bring their game out when it's ready. See, when you mess around with E3, they have to stop to make sure they have a demo to show off. You get what I'm saying? And that takes additional time. For the first time, it looks like these the next big three PlayStation Sony exclusives are not going to need to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think they need to come out. One of them don't even need to come out.
I don't think all of them need to. But I think
they get ready for next gen. They honestly don't need to waste any more time with this gen. It's already unlocked.
Exactly.
Save some bullets.
But the only reason why I defend that, is because they have already came out and said that they were gonna bring these games out this gen. You can't just say, "Well, we're ready for next."
But it doesn't exclude the fact though of being cross-gen games though.
That also.
That's the thing.
That also.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I believe that Medieval, you got a Concrete Genie, Dreams finally releasing towards the year. We got Judgment coming out in June. Days Gone is coming out next week. I think we got some scattered exclusives, and they're good, by the way. But one of these games is also one of these big games we're talking about got to come out this year. And I have not heard as much about any of the other games. And you think about this also being completed as The Last of Us. The people from Ghost of Tsushima are on a quiet level as if they're still clearly working on the fucking game. They have not popped champagne. They have not said their mocap sessions are done. The only person that has done that and made a spectacle of it is the people that are working on The Last of Us Part 2. That stands to reason that the game is going to be ready
Wait
before the other.
wait a minute, Jay. What's the name
Wait.
said that they
Death
was through
Stranding.
with the
Yeah,
with
Death
the
Stranding
mocap?
done. Yeah,
Yeah,
Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding said they were done with they mocap back in February.
No,
Remember the voice
yeah,
said
I
that.
know they're done with that, but they're not done with the voice acting. They're still the Kojima's still up there trying to get all these fucking famous celebrities in Japan for the Japanese voice acting. They've been done the English voice acting, and from what I've heard, the mocap. But the game
Hey,
is
Jay,
gonna
would
be
you
primarily more gameplay. See, The Last of Us is different because most of that shit's gonna be mocap. With Kojima's games, he doesn't do everything mocap. You get what I'm saying? It's
Jay,
like two different types of games.
Jay, let me ask you a question. Would you be disappointed if one of the big three don't come out this year? If none of them come out this year, would you be disappointed?
As long as I have a good game to play at the end of the year, I could care less. And so
Okay.
that means it will fall on the backs of the third party. And let me just put out here for everybody to hear. No, I'm not looking forward to Call of Duty. I'm not looking forward to Need for Speed. I'm not looking forward to Assassin's Creed. I don't want Madden. I don't want basketball. I don't want wrestling. I don't want that at the end of the year. So yes, if Sony's going to take a back seat between the months of September to November, the third party really better step the fuck up. But with knowing what we all know now, with Sony getting ready for the next generation of PlayStation, aka PS5, and you know Microsoft's going to have a response at E3, I think the third-party developers are going to jump on that bandwagon and get started working with that technology. So I don't know if we're going to have a lot of games at the end of the year from anybody, if that's what everybody is going towards. But I think secretly Sony's developers, their major developers, have been working with that technology for some time now.
Oh yeah. They didn't have the dev kits for at least a good year and a half now. A good year and a half. I think they had.
I just think they were ready to share that information. And speaking of information, when is the next State of Decay so we can stop like assuming shit and actually see if we can get some facts? You think the State of Decay will be at the end of May? State of Play at the end of May or the beginning of June? Does anybody? I mean, I know the first episode was trash, but I would love for them to have one and actually talk about the shit that we want to hear. You don't got to show Days Gone. You showed a shitload of VR games that by the time you have the next State of Play, those games will be out, and some of them are already out. So I think they can actually talk about some other stuff. Medieval has not been talked about. It got shown off last year. They have not shown off anything else. They have not talked about anything else. There's some stuff that they can fill us in.
Hey, Jay,
I believe. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, I think the next State of Play would be at E3.
That's
right
what I
at
was
the
thinking.
right at the Microsoft shit. I mean, they're not gonna be there, and they not. They just gonna do their State of Play just like Nintendo does they little shit, they little stream.
They got a lot of hate. They got a lot of criticism. I know they should have definitely learned from that. They gotta bring it. The next episode gotta be hot.
Just to throw this out there as a reference, when you look at when the very first Last of Us was announced, it was like December 10th at the Spike Video Game Awards. We all remember that shit, right? In 2011. And the game was officially released in June of 2013. So 2 years after it got announced. So JayTech might actually be onto something here with this one here.
With what?
Could very well come out this year because if the game was announced at E3 in 2016, right?
Yeah.
Or not E3, but it was at the that PlayStation Experience event that everybody fucking watched in 2016, I believe it was. So, or was it 2017?
You want to know what's funny though? A lot of games were shown off in 2016.
Yeah,
you know, it's been 3 years now.
And
see, and what's funny is, you know, when developers show off a game, they've already been working on it for over 2 years.
So and remember, the last game they showed was Spider-Man, and Spider-Man came out last year?
That came out at the end of. See, look at that. It got shown off in 2016. It came out at the end of 2018. But like we said, Days Gone wanted an October or a holiday season type release because, you know, to coincide with Halloween, it could never get it. Days Gone, from what I saw, from what we first saw from the first presentation, that game looked like that was ready to go in 2016 when we saw it. And it was we was thinking it was going to come out the following year, and it's never going to get that October release date. So I'm happy that they just accepted April, because they were never going to get October. As long as Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed and all these other games keep coming out, they're not going to get October, man. They probably could have got it this year, to be honest.
Hey Jay, you know what? I was always a firm believer of. Remember in 2016 at E3 when they showed Days Gone when they first showed it. That was the second game they showed after God of War, and then later on, remember people were talking about they showed the gameplay and people was like, that was strange. Why did they show that in the beginning and then show gameplay at the end? And then there was a couple of rumors going around saying that they were supposed to show Red Dead, but something had went wrong. I was a firm believer in that because I've never seen that in a game when they show a game of something and they show it at first and then at the end show gameplay. I was thinking I was a firm believer in that. I think that was just filler because they supposed to show Red Dead at the end of that. And they showed gameplay of that, so I'm thinking that was the reason for that.
I think remember one of the Red Dead shown that we were supposed to get shown. It was a saloon fight, and he went in a saloon and shot up everybody.
Exactly. That's why they didn't show it.
No. Remember, they didn't show it because of what happened at that gay nightclub.
That's what I'm saying because it happened in that gay club. Some dude came and shot people up in Florida.
So they was like, it's too close to that, even though it wasn't. And then they was like, oh, let's not show it.
That's why they showed the Days Gone gameplay.
Yeah,
I think that's why they
Days Gone, bro. When I first saw that shit, I was like, that shit's ready to go. When I saw it in 2016, I said that shit's ready to come out. And the fact that we're almost at the mid point of this year, and the game is coming out at the end of this month, it's like it did get pushed back, not only for development reasons, but it got pushed back because it couldn't get a good release date.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Days Gone.
No, just got back. I know what you're talking about. I see it. You got a
So we're talking about remember we were talking about in the chat about what's Sony's next biggest game after Days Gone. And not to be disrespectful to Days Gone in any way. I'm hyped for the game. I'm gonna play it day one. I'm gonna be streaming it that weekend if all goes right. I just want to let everybody know it's almost summertime. And I'm, planning on going on some more trips. I went to New York 2 times. I went to Florida last year also 1 time. So, I'm going to be going on trips and shit. I think I'm going to Pennsylvania, spend some time with the family. So some of these weekends I might not be here, but I'm going to make it my promise to try to be here on Sundays. And that means I'll be bringing my laptop with me and I'll be doing streams on the go or some shit like that. But yeah, not every Saturday I'm going to be here.
Right?
Huh?
You gonna be here next Sunday?
Yeah. I'm gonna be here next Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got something to
Okay.
Your chat is.
So what are you guys? So Jay, you're talking about
what's the next big PlayStation exclusive between Death Stranding, The Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima? You'd probably be the last one. Then we can move on to our next topic.
What you
Dreams?
We're gonna talk about Dreams. Oh, Dreams. See, I know Dreams is coming out, and that's the thing. That's why I'm not wondering about it. I know that shit's coming out anytime between July and fucking August. I know that game's gonna be ready. The earliest, we had a long beta for Dreams. First of all, Dreams is probably ready to come out. Dreams is a game that I believe is already out. It was out with the beta. It's definitely out with the early access. It's gonna evolve. They're gonna keep updating it. It's that type of game. But as far as like the official release where people can go into the store and buy the physical disc, buy a digital and deluxe and all that other dumb shit on the store, I think that game's got to come out anytime between July and August.
Summertime.
Yeah, summertime. Be perfect.
All right. So I'm guessing what you guys are thinking that Last of Us is coming out on September, or what's going on?
I'm thinking October. I looked at the release date for the Red Dead Redemption 2. That was October 26th. This year, October 25th is on a Friday. October 26th was on a Friday of last year. I definitely believe that The Last of Us, it'll be 6 months when it comes out. If it comes out at the end of October and seeing they still had the rest of this month to work on the game after they announced that they have wrapped up the cinematics, they got 6 months, Adam. You can do a lot in 6 months. That's half a year.
Yeah.
So do you think they can finish up the game in a half a year? I believe so. if you put it that way, you know how long they've been working on it. I definitely believe the game, and even if it doesn't come out in October, it can come out in the very beginning of next year.
Yeah, I've stuck with my plan. I think it'll be early next year. I still think it, because we've only seen one bit of gameplay. We've seen 3 trailers. Multiplayer. Well, I would see the things with multiplayer is Last of Us, when that game came out, they didn't talk about multiplayer whatsoever. That just went in. No one knew about it, and it was great. Yeah, beta, they have nothing. We haven't heard anything about that. I don't think they will really shed any light on the beta at all, or sorry, the multiplayer, or even a beta for it. Not unless they do it near time. Trying to think. Yeah, I think for me, because I remember the early rumors were that it was going to come out on Mother's Day because it's about Ellie's mom, or presumably about Ellie's mom. And obviously, last time was about Father's Day because obviously Joel was a father. It was about a father figure. Yeah, I mean, I would like it to come out this year. I really would. I very much would love to see it come out this year, but they've only just finally done the mocap. Obviously, the difference between this and Last of Us 1 was the fact that they had 2 full teams making games. So when they finished Uncharted 2, for instance, Evan Wells and Christopher? They all worked they're working with Amy Hennig on Uncharted 3, whilst Neil and Bruce were working on Last of Us, which took, what was it, 5-6 years to make, something like that. So after when they did Uncharted 4, obviously he was already writing the script at the time when he was making Uncharted 4. I remember, I remember Ashley Johnson was mentioning about the script, or they were discussing it anyway. And obviously we had the Lost Legacy game.
If it doesn't come out in October, Adam, do you have a release window that you believe that it would come out in? So if it's not October or not the reason why I think it was Big Money, I don't want it to release in November, or somebody I told, because I don't know if it would be considered for this for that year's Game of the Year, at least for the award show. But the other people still would probably give the Game of the Year, but not that show because it doesn't fall. It wouldn't come out in time. So I don't know. If it doesn't come out in October, I want it to come out in the beginning of next year. I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be next year. I think it's gonna be between March and April.
Oh yeah.
Because we hear it from a lot of people.
But do you think that's what I was wondering? Do you think April's way too long off? That means it would take another year to polish. We're already in April.
Not really.
So that's what I wanted to know. If you push it all the way back to April of next year, that means that it's still a year out, and it's still something else needs to be done with it.
Because you see, here's my dilemma, right? I think if they did that, which I understand what you mean, I would think Ghost of Tsushima might come out late this year, because the difference between these two games is that Sucker Punch brought out infamous Second Son in 2014. They've had 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They roughly have 5 years worth of development in Ghost of Tsushima. They are very quiet about Ghost of Tsushima as well. We've only seen it a couple of times via trailer and obviously gameplay, and they're closed door sort of thing. So, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think I wouldn't be. It'd be a surprise to me if Ghost of Tsushima was actually coming up before Last of Us. Be good. Because listen, late this year, it's kind of a dead zone. Like, you've got your COD, your Madden, your FIFA. Assassin's Creed ain't coming out this year. There's no talk about Need for Speed coming out this year. I know that there's rumors for Watch Dogs. Like the end of this year is pretty dead. It's a dead zone. What is it? Oh, Gears 5. That's another one. So it is a very dead area at the end of the year.
Right.
So it could be prime, but yeah, I think
So you think Ghost of Tsushima is the next game, not The Last of Us?
Based on the development cycle, yeah, because they've had more
Do
time.
you think, because of what you're saying, that means we would be getting some Ghost of Tsushima news as soon as The Last of Us, as soon as Days Gone is out and successful, and E3 is around the corner. So we
State of Play was what, March?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll do the next State of Play at the end of May, before E3, to get their news out. Because the thing is, if PlayStation put their news after E3, not say that anyone would care or like decline it, but I think it would be better for them to do it before, because we don't know what Microsoft's going to do, so it's better to do it before. And obviously they probably will have a PSX at the end of the year, because they ain't doing anything else apart from maybe TGS. And there's obviously apparently Gamescom's doing a live show where they're going to be announcing new games and stuff like that apparently this year, which is interesting. Yeah, I'll say May for State of Play. I think they will probably give us an update on Ghost, Death Stranding, and Last of Us. I think they will probably talk about them in some parameter. Probably Concrete Genie as well, maybe give us an actual date, because they only put up, what is it, late this year? Yeah. I think my release date for Last of Us is probably next year in March or April. Just a feeling. Because I think is if they put it out in November, December, obviously they won't be alleged for Game of the Year this year, the VGAs, but they will be alleged for next year. That's the thing. So if they miss out this year, they'll go into next year's. So it's not like they will get fucking cut off if you're caring about it so much. But yeah. I think, if I'm being honest, next year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But all we was wondering is, what is the next big game, and is it coming out this year? Hopefully we can learn about Medieval coming out this year and get a release date for that. Get some focus on that. Ghost of Tsushima be the next final game. Makes sense, because after Sekiro, that makes a lot of sense for that game to come out.
That's like Cyberpunk. That's another thing. That's another game, actually. Cyberpunk 2077. Apparently,
that's coming out this year, or that's getting delayed?
Well, it might be, because CD Projekt Red said this is going to be their biggest E3 this year. Or it's going to be the most important one. So I don't know what that means to them, but I would expect them to be bringing out a date, and it will either be, again, that's a big game. So if it comes out this year, great. If it comes out next year, it'll be up against Last of Us.
Makes sense.
There's loads of there's loads of cogs in this fucking machine, bro. It's just a sense of they can keep turning, but sooner or later one's gonna fucking go fault.
Yeah.
You have to fix that shit. I don't know.
Well, if Ghost of Tsushima is the next game, I definitely don't want that game to come out nowhere near Cyberpunk.
I mean, the thing is, PlayStation know that they won the generation, right? Xbox know they lost generation.
Well, they're not admitting it. They're just they're still they're not gonna admit this gen happened. I know how these guys are.
When are we getting a Neo 2 announcement? Whatever happened to that?
Again, Neo and a Code Vein. I don't know where the fuck both of those games are, but I want them, and I don't know where they're at.
They're probably at Microsoft's conference, because Phil Spencer went over to Japan, didn't he, for third-party relations.
Hold the fuck on. You're telling me Phil Spencer's gonna lock down Neo 2?
No, man. They'll be multi-plat, but it'll be on their stage, because they're the only ones at the fucking Xbox.
This is what I'm asking you, Adam. Neo 1 was only on PlayStation and Steam PC. Do you think Phil Spencer is capable of getting Neo 2 on the Xbox?
Dude,
I'm just saying, because look at what happened with Sekiro.
Through some others, bro, and a lot of people say, "Oh, he's going to do like an exclusive with Japan." Fuck no, he isn't. He's gone over there for third-party relations. That's what he's doing.
So you think Neo is that game? We already know Code Vein is going to Xbox.
Yeah. I think Code Vein will be. I think Code Vein will be at their thing as well. But I think Neo, will be.
If they get Neo, I'm putting up $50. I don't know who else could put up some money. I want to see Kid Smooth play that game by himself.
Yeah, but he lost that challenge yesterday, man.
I know he lost that challenge.
And GLM? Gamers Life Matter said he's got another fucking proposition for him, but he doesn't know if he's going to take it or not.
Bro, you know what? At this point, I'm just gonna say it. I hope Neo 1 and 2 go to Xbox, so this motherfucker has to play it. I really do.
Well, yeah, it gives him more money, bro.
Torture the poor son bitch, man.
Torture, bro. I want to know how many gray hairs this motherfucker got from Sekiro. God.
Probably way too much, man. I'll tell you this right
bro,
now.
He almost had a mental.
I know his wife definitely was pissed off that one day when he freaking sounded the alarm in his house.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because if you watch any of his other streams after that stream where like he broke his microphone and then like the whole entire house alarm went off, he hasn't been as angry. Like he has his burst moments, but not to the point of what we saw in the first few streams that he did. So I'm pretty sure his wife said something to him or some shit like that. So now he has to try to keep it.
She neutered his ass.
It was like
Yep.
Wait, yeah, both the times he went up against the apes, man, he fucking hated that boss.
No, he did. Even the second whatever you want to call it without spoilers, damn it. God damn, I'm sorry, but whatever. Yeah. I know exactly what fight you're talking about.
I mean, and the owl, I watched him fight the owl yesterday, and like again, you know what I mean? But
when I saw him yesterday, though, when he played against the corrupted monk man, and I saw the way he was doing that shit, that motherfucker looked a bit strat on that motherfucker, dude. Like,
I mean, the thing is, he got help from his chat as well, man. A lot of his chats, man, they allow that. That's the thing. Is a sense of, I think, who was it? Erica, I think, said that.
Erica for the wins, yeah.
Yeah, I think if somebody said about the chat aspect, he goes, if you got rid of the chat, Erica, he wouldn't be able to get as far as he did because the chat technically helped him a fucking shit ton through super chats.
That to me is bullshit because that should be something against the actual challenge like that, especially when you got a big money pot like $1,000 sitting in there.
He didn't do it still, bro. He still didn't do it.
But even on my first playthrough, I didn't cheat through any of the actual boss fights. Do you have any idea how many fucking all the boss fights that I did wrong on my first playthrough until I started reading up on that shit during my second playthrough?
That's a From Software game, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a From Software game. You know what I mean? It's trial and failure.
Yep.
I think if he had a hard time with that, he's probably gonna have a very hard time with Neo because Neo by yourself is brutal. But if you do co-op, it's too fucking easy because they don't have a limit.
I think somebody said that he should do God of War on Gimme God of War, and I think he said, nope, he ain't gonna do that. No shit.
I think that would be fun. I think he possibly could do it.
But the only stages that are difficult, so...
I mean, how many controllers did he break throughout the course of that playthrough? Like 3 controllers, 2 headsets or something like that? 1 headset?
2, yeah.
God damn.
A few mics. Yeah.
Kid Smooth.
Yeah, bro.
Children.
That was me, bro. I would have had a special pillow in my Just punch a pillow. Do something else, man. Don't throw your controller, bro. That's what I do. I just punch a fucking pillow if I get rage.
How about
but the thing
he should be focusing. That's what his problem is. He don't focus, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't. He can't focus, man. Like every time, like that's why I'm not really a fan of watching his live streams, dude, because I get so mad at the way he plays.
It's also the sense of like the items that you pick up in the game. Like I saw a lot of times where they basically said literally on the item how you use them, and you like would play a boss like for hours and hours and hours, and then be like, oh, I could have used this. Like no shit.
I wanted to talk about ray tracing. I see that.
Oh fuck! I'm out of this conversation.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm
scrolling down YouTube, and I see a PC mod for ultra graphics 4K ray tracing for one game in particular, Minecraft, and it's just hilarious that the water looks amazing, and it got amazing textures, but it's still Minecraft.
Yo, if you want to see something mind blowing, dude, look at the actual realistic mod for Grand Theft Auto 4. That'll blow your fucking mind.
I've already saw
shit
that.
is ridiculous,
I saw that.
man.
That shit is
That shit's like real life, dude. Like when I first saw that, I was like,
PlayStation 5 is
nah,
gonna
this is not
have
the
ray
game.
tracing. Adam, that's a big thing, bro. That's a big thing.
Well,
And it'd be
PS5
nice-
will be PS5 and Anaconda will probably be the first consoles to have ray tracing in consoles, obviously, because
That'd be
ray
amazing.
tracing only became a thing last year with
Joy.
the RTX.
So it's still pretty new,
Battlefield 5.
and consoles get it not too long after. That's a big deal, though.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
consoles are closing a gap on PC, and yes, you can always modify your PC to make it leaps above any console. But I see this next gen compared to any other gen, consoles are closing that gap. They really, really are, man. They might want to look out for that Star Citizen, man. They might not see a lot of money over on PC. They might bring that shit to consoles next year.
Man, that game won't be out for another 10 more years, if at
And
all.
all that money they got from all those people, man. That's why they can't buy no exclusives. They spent all that money. Oh my god, bro! It's like robbery at this point.
You know one game though that I don't see anybody talking about that's really saddens me so much, man, is that freaking Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, man. That's coming out in August.
Oh yeah.
I wish that game had a lot more spotlight.
Okay, let's go on to whatever topic is next. We don't have a lot for today. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is okay. I wanted to talk about what's your thoughts when I go get the article for Xbox One S, the sad one.
Fuck, not this
what's your
again.
thoughts
Please,
on
no.
a smaller Nintendo Switch releasing this fall? I think it's a great idea for them.
I think, yeah, it was a good idea, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
it's a
basically a
phenomenal
handheld anyway, so.
It would just be the sense I feel like the Joy-Cons will not be removable. I feel like it's going to be like a whole system. Like a DS.
I'll be
sort of
okay
thing.
with that. I'll be
I think
okay
that's
with
what they
that. As long as it's cheaper, I'll be fine, because it's too overpriced over here in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if they're going to do that, I feel like they're going to do that. And then also, if there is this Pro Edition of the console, I would probably presume it will be more leaning towards the end of a docking system, but obviously you can, play it portable from time to time. It would be good though, because I mean they're selling really well. Obviously, we all know this. So, Switch is doing really good on the unit.
Is that model going to be $300? They're going to drop the price on the old one, or is that going to be a brand new $400 model?
I think they probably
Better
drop
not
the
be.
price, and then they probably drop the price, and then obviously bring that one out.
Shows.
I mean, they're selling pretty well, aren't they, man? They're pushing units quite quick. Obviously, I don't know what games they've got coming up soon. I mean, obviously, the big one.
All they had was a Yoshi game. I don't know where they get this momentum from. It's insane to me.
Now, one thing is interesting.
It's Nintendo. That's all. That's it.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
it. Yeah, that's it.
freaking
One
Nintendo.
thing I want to say interesting about the Smash Brothers. I don't know if you guys saw. So Smash Brothers got the Joker, and I'm waiting for Thursday/Friday. I'm gonna be gone all day Friday. By the way, guys, my movie for Avengers is at 11:30 in DC. I'm on the edge of Maryland, so I'm gonna have to probably be up at 9. Rush on over to DC. Get my bulletproof vest, all of that other shit, and go rush over to DC so I can see that movie. But we're supposed to get an announcement for Persona R on Thursday/Friday, and after this, the guy from Persona 5 going to the Switch, they think that Persona 5, the game, is going to the Switch. And what was weird, sorry, I'm getting off topic. With that update for that DLC character, they got the ability to create any level they wanted to create. So a lot of people made some weird, perverted levels and stuff.
Just like the Wii U version all over again.
So they were able to make any little platform levels, and so I thought it was pretty cool. None of them look good, but still pretty interesting that they have level creator. So let's get to the Xbox One Sad Edition.
How about this conversation too?
One of the best gaming consoles known to man. And Adam, take it away. Come on, Adam. Wake up.
Adam, like, nope.
Come on, Adam. Wake your ass up, man. Got a job.
Take it away, JayTech.
Damn it. Okay, so basically what Adam was telling us, it all panned out. This is just a normal Xbox One S, right? And they put a different case on it. You can see it because this article says it still has the eject button and the disk drive. So what Adam was saying is they had a lot of Xbox One S's in the storage, and they wanted to find a way to sell it. And the best idea they had was to disguise the system as a digital only system. And it seems like they kind of got away with it. Adam, you want to take this shit away? Adam.
Adam ain't fucking with you.
Getting a sandwich. He doesn't give a fuck.
Sorry, what's going on? Sorry.
Talking about the Xbox One SAD basically being a normal Xbox One S. Remember that theory you had? You want to?
What do you mean the Xbox One S Chameleon edition? That people are all right. So my theory on this was basically one day Phil Spencer, whoever the fuck it was in Microsoft, went to a factory. They saw a shit ton of Xbox One S's and thought, since we're not moving these units, how about we take out the disk drive and sell it on as an all-digital edition? Simple as. Literally, they don't have to spend any money to, so basically what they do is they just refurbish the S to an all-digital console. They don't have to spend a shit ton of money, and they will just, obviously make it so that consumers are like, oh, it's a brand new console, when really it's not. If any of you guys have seen the inside of this console, it literally looks like they just ripped out the fucking hard drive, and that is pretty much it. They've literally.
I was wondering why it wasn't smaller.
That's what I mean. That's the thing that came to my mind, bro. There's so much empty space, right? A lot of people said they thought it would be smaller and cheaper, more cheaper than what it is. I know the Xbox fans are like, oh, but it is cheaper. No, it isn't. To the factor of, if you go on Amazon, we all say this, Kid Smooth, right? Kid Smooth says apparently it is cheaper based on Microsoft prices on their store. That is true. When you go on Amazon, you can buy an S bundle for cheaper than what that console is going for, and there are others out there that are even cheaper than that. So it's I feel that I said this to Jay this week. I honestly feel that they just went into a factory and just went, we've got too many. We need to move these units. How we do that?
So you're telling me the Xbox One S is just $300?
It's to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Microsoft,
you're wrong. I believe you're wrong. King Thrash believes that you're half right, but you're wrong. What I believe happened is close to yours, but what I believe happened is that Microsoft stopped funding, or they've reached their limit of funds. Microsoft isn't giving them any more money, so they didn't buy any more Blu-ray pieces, right? That's almost the most expensive thing out there. So they didn't buy these pieces, but they had all these leftover pieces from the other shit. So they, instead of redesigning it, spending money on that, instead of manufacturing it and buying pieces buying the Blu-ray to go into the machine, they said, well, let's just make it cheaper for the retailers, not necessarily the gamers, but for the retailers. The problem is the retailers stopped buying Xboxes from them. We're not Microsoft's customers, the retailers are. So they found a way to make an Xbox cheaper, and then the retailer goes and buys it for cheaper, but makes more money when they sell it. That's why the price is so high, because they want the retailers to make money, and that way they can get more retailers to buy more Xboxes. More retailers to push the new SAD edition. You know what I'm saying?
What you said right there, King Thrash, also falls in line with my theory that I think it's possible that they discontinued the Xbox One S with the Blu-ray drive.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is true, because
it and not telling anybody about it.
Exactly, because I'm on Amazon right now, and it says Xbox One S 1 terabyte console discontinued. It says it right there.
Mm-hmm. You just answered my question right there. So I felt like that they discontinued it, they're not telling anybody about it, and once all those Xbox One S's with the disc drive in it out in the wild that's sitting on store shelves, once those are gone, that's it.
I want to zoom in here for all the viewers. what Lincoln just said is very,
They're a
very
company,
true.
bro. They are a company. They're smart when it comes to trying to utilize, spending and stuff like that. And
my Oculus Rift is the prime example. That normally sold for $400. I bought it for $350, and I thought it was on sale. Well, it comes to find out that $350 was the permanent price because it had been discontinued to get ready for the Oculus Rift S that was coming out. So now you go to Best Buy and look for an Oculus Rift. You're not going to find it. It's not available. All you can do is pre-order the Rift S. So
do you think this is an idea to get more sales? Because if the older one is cheaper and the digital one is more expensive for the reason that King Thrash stated, that means people should be out buying a $200 Xbox if it had any reason to be brought.
So
is it cheap enough? Is it cheap enough to move at $200? Because there's some bundles that are under $250, and then the base models are around $200. And it looks super cheap to get, but I don't know if it's a reason to go get it.
What they give you with it as well, the free games they give you with it, and
No, I'm talking about the old ones.
Another theory, that they could align with what Thrash said is they could have ran out of Blu-ray drives and did not want to pay Sony and the other manufacturers to get
4K
more of
one.
them.
Yeah, the 4K one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's optical that they could have ran out of those Blu-ray drives.
I know that shit was expensive for them. I know it was.
I forgot what it was. I mean, remember at the beginning of the generation, I think it was a certain percent. I think it's Microsoft pay a very small percentage to Sony because of the Blu-ray drive. When they brought out the S, I remember there were loads of articles diving deep in the percentage of who's getting what, and Sony was on that list. I think it was 4% or 5%. Because they had the Blu-ray drive. Yeah. I mean, bottom line of this S was sad edition was the fact that it just, for me, I mean, the factor of it should be smaller. It should be way cheaper. And then obviously, I mean, the free games you get with it they're okay, but I mean, if that was me, man, I would have gave those customers a 3-month Game Pass, man. If you want to you're promoting that fucking service like no one's business, why not put that in your all digital console? Just make
look at the games. Everything has a reason, right? You gotta look at the games that come with it.
Those are a trap.
Every game that comes with it has an online component to it. Fucking, you have to have fucking online to even play. What's it called? CDs, right? That's that's a game that has the most value in that bundle. It's Sea of Thieves.
Whoa.
No, think about it. What Forza Horizon 3 is how old? Minecraft is how old?
Yeah. You actually we on the same page there.
You don't have to be online for those two games though.
Does this SAD come with any kind of Game Pass membership?
It come with a month of Xbox Live.
But it doesn't come with Game Pass.
No, it does not. No,
so that definitely falls into my theory because them giving you Forza Horizon 3 is a trap. You fuck with that game in the hopes that Microsoft hopes that you'll want to upgrade the Forza Horizon 4, and there's only 2 ways to get it: outright buy it or subscribe to Game Pass to get it. That's a trap.
Mm-hmm. No, it's all about subscriptions. This whole digital world is all about subscription. Right
That's literally what Microsoft's about, right? The whole aspect of Microsoft right now is literally subscription services.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all. Everybody is right, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm wrong. See, the thing is, I'm fucking with y'all. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I wanted to I wanted to get the picture. Fuck all these articles. I want to get the picture. Visual aid is the best aid. And we got the Game Pass bundle with Xbox Live Gold, which I don't think we talked about, which feeds into them trying to force a digital only system on everyone. If it is true that they start to discontinue every last one of the Xbox One basic model S units, and including the bundles as well, you buy them and they sell out and they don't put them back in stock, that's discontinued. That stands the reason that the digital model is going to be the only model out there, and it might be a little cheaper for them because they don't have the 4K Blu-ray player in that shit.
It's
So they
definitely gonna be cheaper from paying Sony from a supplier standpoint, from a manufacturing standpoint. It's definitely gonna be cheaper for them.
So if it's gonna be cheaper, I think Xbox community. What's funny is we started this generation out, all of us combined together, all the gamers were in accord saying that we don't want digital only. And people rejected Xbox. And what is so funny, someone said this just the other day, Microsoft's still going forward.
Well, yeah,
with digital only. They didn't listen.
Not only is Microsoft going forward with digital only, they are using YouTubers to push this. There's a YouTuber named Kevin Kenson or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
He's got about 500,000 subscribers. He did a video comparing the Xbox One all digital to the standard S, and he was like, "Why did Microsoft make the all digital? Because digital is the future." So he was saying that, and then this dude went as far as the way the two consoles, like the all digital being a half a pound lighter was a benefit to not versus the one with the disk drive in it. And then I think I've seen a couple of other videos of people pushing what's this other kid name? I think Austin Evans or something like that. He did a video where he took apart the all digital. So Microsoft is using, Microsoft is trying to use big name YouTubers to push this bullshit as well.
Oh yeah, they were, man. They dished all those things out to like big YouTubers.
What would have been good? They could have really got a lot of people on board. They put it down $50, sold that shit. Because look, the games that they put in with it, they don't even need to. This is what they should have. This is what they. Hold on, Adam. This is what they should have did.
Yeah.
$200 with 2 months of Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's a digital only system. You don't need to already have a game on there.
I mean, what's called again, Jay? I said this to you, I think it was this week or last week, right? Think about all the plays that Microsoft have been doing.
Somebody eating out of peanut butter and jelly jar or something?
Yeah, think about all the plays that Microsoft have been. Yeah, so wait. So think about all the plays that Microsoft have been doing for the past few years, right? And then you compare those aspects to what they initially were doing for the Xbox One. Now, if you look at all the little, the what's called again, the what would you call them? Basically, with the original Xbox One, there was always online, digital, DRM, what stuff like that, right? And to be honest, some of the things that they did the 180 on originally, they've sort of slowly siphoned them back in. Except for instead of them having Don Madrick, they've got this more friendlier face, which obviously to them allows.
And they did that how exactly? I'm confused.
What?
What had they brought back in?
So they brought back in the aspects of digital. Like, so obviously they're trying to push that narrative.
Oh, I know what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, they're trying to push that thing that people didn't want in the first place.
No, because the thing is, this console, right? I've seen a lot of people talk about this Standard Edition console, and a lot of things that I see is, why would I buy an all-digital console to be influenced into the digital era when I can just get an Xbox One S with a 4K, 4K HD, Blu-ray drive basically, and get have a flexibility there. Like that's what I thought as well. It's like, yeah, that's a good point. Like
because that console's not designed for you.
Exactly. I think that they weren't selling enough, just like what you said in the beginning. They weren't selling enough, and it was a loss. And you're up here paying for all these 4K Blu-ray players inside of. And look, I'm gonna go as far. I might be 100% wrong on this, but I'm gonna go as far as saying they took the 4K Blu-ray players out of all the other Xbox One S's, and they sold it back to the people that they got it from because it wasn't making no money. I'm gonna go as far. I know I might be wrong, but they clearly, we all know they were not making money.
I don't even think it's any of that. I think they just did it because they wanted to have another option out there for people that want an all-digital console. Do I agree that they should actually redesign it? Yeah, absolutely. And do I think that it should be cheaper? Yeah, it should be $50 cheaper than the actual one. That's hard.
Hey, man, you know what I'm starting to realize, man? I think that we all got to realize, man, that all these companies, man, what they do every day is think of a way they can sell us something cheaper and we can buy it for more. That's all they're doing. Yeah. Every day they think of a way where they can sell something to us cheaper, because if Sony won't do it, Microsoft is going to do it. If Microsoft won't do it, Nintendo's going to do it. they're going to always find a way where they can cut their prices in half on whatever they sell them. So
you know why? You want to know another reason why this move is weird is because a lot of people thinking that it's Matt Booty. Phil Spencer. This is a Matt Booty move right here. This is Matt Booty store.
Matt Booty.
You know what I'm saying? Like people forget he's the boss of Xbox. Phil Spencer is just the boss of Microsoft Games. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is a decision made by Matt Booty. Yeah, Matt Booty, weak ass, weird ass nigga.
So look, here we go. We got a normal Xbox One. We got a normal Xbox One right here, guys. 4K Blu-ray player, 234. They only got 20 left in stock.
Yeah, the vice president. There you go. Exactly, the vice president of gaming at Microsoft. That's what he got promoted to.
Adam, we got 20 left in stock of just this main system.
Yeah.
I hope that they're not doing it, but it looks so much like they are. They're gonna let all of them run out. They're not gonna fill in the stock, but they're gonna fill in the stock with this new all digital. The one thing Xbox fans didn't want, they're getting it because they weren't complacent all day. They just kept thinking things were going to get better.
I was going to say, the one thing obviously that I've been seeing, the one thing I always see in the Inside Xbox is how, I wouldn't say aggressive, but how much they try to push controllers and,
that's nothing new. They did that last gen as well.
The Game Pass. There was a segment in there where what's his name? Major Nelson said, "Oh, is this the time where I can bust out my white gloves and show you the Xbox One S all digital?" It's like, fuck off, just go away.
You do understand that that's just nothing more than a meme, right? Because that's what started.
Yeah, it is a meme.
But I agree though that it's fucking stupid.
I think the reason why
that's the only reason why he does it. Yeah, because it's a meme.
I think Microsoft is going to stick with that $250 price tag too, because right now people are under the impression that they have a choice. Little do they know that once that shit runs out, that's it. That all digital box is going to be that's going to be their base model. And
come Friday
so this time next year, if you're looking to get an Xbox One S, that all digital is going to be your only option because the rest of them are going to be gone.
So if I'm not correct, they said that. What's it called again? The standard edition is always going to be 50% cheaper. It's going to be cheaper. It's always going to be cheaper than the other two consoles. So if the S goes down or the X goes down, that one goes down. I'm like, okay, how does that work out? And obviously,
it's like I was saying back on Friday, like the sale right now here in Canada, because the prices are different compared to like what they are in the States.
Exactly.
For me. So on Friday, if that sale ends, the $299 sale ends on like Best Buy and Walmart or all these retail sites that Xbox redirects me to. If that sale ends and the price of the regular or the S terabyte bundles go back up to $378 over here, then the SAT edition is still going to be sadly cheaper. But there's one thing I have to take into account though too, is that I think that price is just a placeholder.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, at least on the Canadian website, because it's showing up there on the Canadian Best Buy and Walmart and all that shit like that for $299. Yeah. Okay. Well, the other ones are on sale until Friday, and that sale's supposed to end on the 26th. So if it ends and the price goes back up to $378, and there isn't another price hike for the actual all digital, then I don't fucking know. But I don't care. I already treat my S anyways, all digital anyways. I never buy Blu-rays, never have, never will.
Yeah.
Hey, do y'all think these are the last consoles with Blu-rays in them?
No.
I do
want to know what.
So y'all think the PS6 is going to have another disc drive in it?
It depends.
Maybe the PS6, maybe PS5.
Y'all tripping because Sony owns part of the Blu-ray life. They're going to want to keep that business going.
Exactly. They are. I mean, I think that. I mean,
they're just going to upgrade the Bluray. They're going to upgrade.
That doesn't change the fact they might come out with an actual discless one themselves. They're thrashing.
Still money. Yeah, it's still going to make. They still going. If they go all digital with the PS6, man, they still making more money with the blue drive, with the blue drive not being in it. That's a less.
But they would make more money. But they're gonna nobody's gonna want to give up money. They're gonna make the next Blu-ray, the 8K Blu-ray, if they have to.
Right, but they're gonna money for them to put it in there. If they take it out, it's gonna cost less to make the console.
Yeah. You gotta understand, they are a hardware company. This is why they was the first to have a Blu-ray. This is why their machines rarely break down, and they have all this. They are a hardware company. This is what they specialize in. Microsoft doesn't specialize
that,
in hardware.
but one day it's gonna have to go. That's just like with cartridges. Like they gave up cartridges
I believe
one day.
is gonna go, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime.
Yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon. It's not gonna be anytime
Let's get
soon.
over 50. Let's get over 55% of people even having access to the internet. Not even saying good enough internet. Like that. Like Sony would be basing all of their shit on nothing but the internet, and Microsoft has a bigger grasp on that than Sony does. Sony has a big grasp on hardware.
They're fucking streaming services otherwise.
Yeah.
Good point. Because
how
out of
many people do you think are running on that? Right? How many people do you think?
Well, I don't know. It came out and they said that PS Now is like 50% higher than every other service.
What? 52% of what number? It could be 4 people and they have 2 of those.
Hey, listen. Clearly, people are subscribing to it. Obviously,
I'm not saying
Game Pass was only at 9% of that service. Service.
I'm not saying they don't. Y'all niggas not thinking.
More and more people, Thrash, are using digital like every day. I hate to admit that. Here's what I've said before in the past. I want physical copies to exist with digital.
Yeah.
I don't want physical copies to leave.
But he is right.
Y'all don't think right. No, he's not right. I'm gonna tell him he's not right because there's no way a hardware company is gonna base everything on fucking on services or on digital shit. It's good. Digital is good. They save a lot of money on digital, but I'm not saying they don't. But they would lose a lot of customers if they went all digital. You know how many customers they're gonna lose? Like y'all not understanding, man. Like
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
We don't even know that percentage. Man.
Look, all I'm gonna say, everything needs to be on the store, like it is. I'm gonna put it this way: I'm not for all digital, even though I am doing all digital. I rarely get Blu-rays.
I'm just like that.
I don't want them to go. I'm not saying I want them to go, but my actions might say something different.
That's the reality of things, right? It's like, listen, bro. I swear to God, listen. I do it every day, man. I swear up and down that I'm not every game that I get. Every game that I got this year. I mean, well, with my baby credit card, but every game that I got, bro, I keep saying to myself, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. To get it. I'm gonna get it physical. Soon 12 o'clock hit, I'm waking her up to get this fucking game. Digital is here, bro, and I'm sorry, like
digital been here.
My game library
been here.
My game
Even
library.
Yoshida said it yesterday in that interview, man.
Digital's been here since last generation. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been doing digital for a very, very, very long time. What y'all not understanding is if you take away all the physical sales, if you take away that shit, you're losing a large, massive amount of.
We're not saying that it's going to happen overnight.
How are they losing?
Y'all not thinking. The market isn't big. The market is bigger if you have hardware. Why would they cut a piece of that market off just for fucking all digital? It doesn't make sense.
Brad, listen. Check this out, Thread. Do you know how much money they saving, bro? Listen, if they give you a game digitally, that's all profit. They got to pay for sending you the game. They got to cut half with the people that's selling you the game. Bro, they making so much money if they cut all that out. They ain't got to make the disc.
They can still release the box itself, but just come with a digital download code.
That's not understanding, because the half of the fucking planet does not have internet.
It's not going to happen anytime soon, man.
It's not going to happen, period. Nigga, who's working on their infrastructure right now? Huh? America barely even working on their shit. Man, we talking about first world countries right now.
Hey, I guarantee you, Thread, you can go to any exec. Look, you go to any executive. You go to Sony, any exec in Sony, any exec in Microsoft, any exec, and you ask them, what would you rather have? Would you rather sell digital or you go physical? They gonna tell you in an instant.
Yeah, they want digital. Yeah,
but if they say it out in the crowd, they gonna say both because of what the people are listening.
But big money. Thrash has a point though. Thrash does have a point though. The point is that there are people out there that are never ever. No, but I'm just saying, like, he's not wrong though. He's not wrong though, because like Trash said,
No,
there's
I
always going to be a
understand
market
that
for
it's not
physical.
going all digital right now. I'm right there with you. No, it's not going to.
Yeah, it's not going to be happening
It's
anytime
way
soon.
too digital, all digital, bro. It's just the way things are.
It's
That's just the way things are, bro.
Digital is here to stay. It's an option. They're not going to take away.
Yo, guys, can I just say one thing about this whole digital aspect? Obviously, this conversation, in the sense of, like, I agree with, obviously, you know, it isn't fully here, right? I mean, it's happening. We can see
it's not even 25% here.
Well, this is what I mean, right? We can
I don't know about, bro. It's more than 25.
I may have to look that up.
Nah,
it's
not even 25% here, dog.
We do see percentages. That we do see people, you know, covering this aspect, right, with digital and physical. And I agree on the factor of, like, it is on the up in some sense, right? It's not there, but it's getting to that point, right? It's like it's starting to do some stuff.
Y'all niggas
the thing is with digital, and a lot of people keep saying it, is a sense of, do we actually own the game, right? And
I mean, that's the other side of the problem.
And that's what they want.
Yeah,
that's what they want.
Y'all gotta understand. You know how many cable companies we're gonna have to deal with? Like, you understand that people still have data caps. If we go all digital with data caps, it's gonna be.
I'm not worried about that over here.
I don't know.
You can't think like that. You can't think, oh, well, it's not my problem. No, fuck that. It's gaming problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me or you.
Here's the point.
I don't have that problem either. You know,
but it's a problem in general, not just with gaming, though.
It's in general. Hey, you know what, Brad? It's just like a lot of companies, man. It's a lot of companies out there that be thinking that these robotics won't get so advanced, it won't take their job. It's so many people out of heard that got their job taken from robots. They're like, man, can't no robot do what the fuck I do. It's so many people that's getting laid off. These companies are finding better ways and more ways to spend less money, bro, and to make more money. And they will make a whole bunch of money if they stop. If they, even like I said, even though take this in consideration. You take a disc being made, let's just say it costs 10 cents to make. They don't even have to do that no more. They don't even have to do that no more. They make so much money going
third party issue. That's a third party issue, right? Like that's not like mostly third parties are the ones that have to worry about replicating discs, right? Like, of course Sony does with their exclusives, but they're not the ones coming up with every game, 2-3 games or a game every fucking year. Like you gotta. I mean, of course that is a fucking factor, but you cannot just cut off. You can't just depend on people's internet and how much internet costs and ignore like net neutrality and all that fucking shit and how much shit it's gonna cost even more. Like prices are only going up in cable. Prices are only going up in internet. Yeah. If you fucking gonna make people have to double their data cap just to download 2 games are getting bigger, right? So every time you download a game, you done fucked your whole data cap off for 1 game instead of giving people access to buy several games for less. Like you're gonna make more money with people buying several games than having to be stuck with buying 1 a month or something like that because they data cap got fucked off.
I mean, the thing I'm going to say, by the way, man, the thing that will solve is, thing that will kind of solve the aspect of digital, you know, getting people into digital a little bit more would be the sense of, I think it was at the end of March, Sony signed a patent in which refers to maybe having a digital trading aspect to maybe entice more people to go into digital. Because then if you have the option to trade in your games digitally, that will go a sense of ownership. Like,
yeah, but there's a market for that. That's what I'm saying. It's going to that digital market. You guys are saying it's going to go all digital. I'm like, it's not. They're not going to. They're not going to ignore an entire market.
In the next 15, 20 years, it's going to go all digital. Far as gaming is concerned,
they can't go all digital, bro. It's just not viable. It's not a viable thing to do when you have so many people buying physical. Once people stop buying physical or physical,
they even talking about putting what's name out of business, man. It's so many people that it's going. I'm right there with you. I want physical to be there, but
it's gonna be there.
The better technology gets, man, the more digital gonna be more and more a factor, man.
Yeah.
Look,
and then the minute they're not gonna need it. When you say that percentage
these things, guys. Sony sells TVs, they sell Blu-ray discs. The PlayStation is like a hub of what Sony does, right? So if they're not gonna stop, they're gonna stop selling this Blu-rays all together. They're gonna stop caring about.
Well, no,
You can say that. Hey, listen, you can say that about everything that's been 8 tracks, tapes. I thought tapes was gonna be here forever. Look what came. CD.
No, I can't just say
man. That's the future. That's how it is.
Look what came. Something better than tape. So you telling me digital is
exactly?
Better than
it's gonna be something better than CDs coming one day. It's gonna be something better.
Is digital better than physical? That's the question.
No, I'm not saying that it's better. What I'm saying is
that's why. Well, they can't pick up 8-track tapes. What's better than 8-track tape was a CD. What's better than CD was a Blu-ray or whatever the fuck, and then moved up to where we are now. But digital isn't. It's not. Sony's a fucking hardware company. They want to keep selling hardware. Y'all not understanding that shit. They got multiple different ways of making money. They're making money off of Microsoft with the Blu-ray shit. Like Microsoft, we got Ultra Blu-ray. Sony don't. Sony looking like, well, nigga, you paying us.
I'm right there with you, bro. But it's going digital, bro. It's going digital.
Okay, all right. Just like the PlayStation 5 was coming out this year. Okay, fine.
Oh, fuck you,
Well, here's an article for the UK wise there, Thrash.
God damn it.
No, hold on. I found something. This is from Eurogamer, man. In UK, video game sales right now are 80% fucking digital.
Yeah,
in UK alone. And in America in 2017, it's 79% digital and then 29% or 21%.
That's just the way it is, Brad. I'm telling you, that's just the way it is.
Wait. Is that how many countries is Sony available in? Huh? How many?
I don't know about 89.
What are numbers at? 8 or 9? Set like 62 countries.
I said 89. 89.
You reading me 2 first world countries, and in the beginning of this conversation, I said you're just thinking about first world countries. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about everywhere. Like Sony is a worldwide conglomerate.
You lost it. Goddamn, you lost it. You lost it, bro. You lost this conversation we had. Just move on, bro. Move on.
I know the numbers of how much people have bought something digital and not digital. Like I said, niggas is only thinking in one corner of themselves. You're only thinking about Europe.
No, we're looking at.
No, mention all those fucking countries. If you're gonna try to get me, my nigga, mention all the countries' numbers. Don't just mention the ones that sound good. That's crazy.
Listen, no. What we're looking at are the facts, bro. Things that we want it to be physical, but everything is pointing towards digital.
Look up how many people got the internet without a data cap in America. Look that shit up.
That don't have nothing to do with
it. That shit has nothing to do with it. Look up. That's the type of shit I look up. That's how you know what these. You gotta look up what these countries look at.
I mean, the only thing is, the only thing that can hold up digital like a bit with physical is a sense of we got special editions, limited editions, which come with all this other stuff, right? Which people like to buy. We all know this stuff. It's also the sense of the cost. Like, for instance, when I buy a game physical, it's cheaper than digital. And I never really get why that's the case. I always think to myself, why? I think like digital should be cheaper because you're not spending money on the case, the disc, the bits of paper that are in it. So you'll think maybe it should be cheaper. Maybe it will get cheaper. But
it won't get cheaper because we've already accepted it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
they're not going to change anything that we accept.
All I'm going to say is, as long as Sony is giving us that option of both worlds, digital and physical, I'm all right. I want to double dip on Days Gone because I love that case. I love that box art, but I've already got the digital deluxe. I'm getting everything day one. I get to play at midnight. I get my dynamic themes. I understand the perks of digital, but I don't want physical to go away.
We don't either, man. That's like, man, every night it's like me hitting a bitch that I really want to hit, but then in the morning I'll be feeling out that I don't want to hit her. That's how it be, man. I be mad as hell, bro, because I be keep telling myself, bro, I'm gonna get this digital. I'm getting this I'm getting this physical.
I mean, what
next day, 12 o'clock come, I see everybody playing the game. I be so fucking mad. Like, baby, wake up. I got to get this game. And I just like my last 20-something games, bro, I bought digital. And I hate it. I hate doing that, but I keep doing it.
The day we go all digital is the day we lose all control. The day they start really fucking.
Look, and I'm agree with you, Thrash. One thing I don't like about digital, although we've been seeing some breakaways with Sony and their the deals department, their flash sales. That if you got a game that's digital, right? It can and most of the times will stay at the default price of 60, 40, 30 or 20.
Now, see, that's it,
That's
Jay.
the thing I don't like.
That's
If you get a game physical,
that's where they fucking us. That's where they fucking us.
That's the thing I don't like. That's the only thing I don't like.
And you know what, Jay? A few years ago, well, not a few years, maybe a couple of months ago, they talked about this. They talked about when digital started becoming the norms, the prices were gonna go down. That's where they fucking us at. Because, bro, the reason they charge us, people got to remember the reason they charge us $50 is because, like I said, it's certain things like how much the disc costs. When you buy it out of a certain store, they get a certain percentage off of that. They cutting that $60 up. But if they sell it to us digital, that's all fucking profit. What the fuck are y'all doing, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo? Y'all fucking us over real good.
No, well,
they're
gonna always fuck us. I mean, Nintendo, they gonna never go down the price in their games, bro. They're gonna like, and you can't even really blame them. Like I said, it's third party companies that's in the mix of this shit too that you can't forget. They're the ones that's not paying for replication of their discs and shit like that, and having them go out and all that good shit. I know. Like, I think a pallet of discs is like $700, $700,000. Oh no, $75,000 for a pallet of discs, right? I used to work in a spot. I used to be a security in a place that made Wii U games. No, Wii games. I'm sorry, Wii games. They was replicating them, and each pallet was $750,000, right? But you can just imagine how many discs is on a pallet, though. You know what I'm saying? But like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money being spent, like just for a pallet of games. But at the same time, you can't leave any customers behind just for something that's uncertain. Like that's why, and so many like collectors and all that shit. It's just too much to leave behind. Like collecting is part of it's like a culture.
There's so many different factors when it comes to this, man. I mean, we haven't even talked about the factor of whether like formats will change. Because I remember years ago, it was like 2 years ago when PS4 hit, or it was middle of PS4, there were talks about cartridges returning, which is fucking crazy. Like companies are thinking about another way of fucking putting games on, your system, whether it will still be disc or whether it'll be cartridges or whether it'll be a completely different media that they've now developed. There are so many different things that obviously we don't know that they obviously are looking into, but it's also a sense of, digital is here, physical is still here, and it's also the sense of it can't happen overnight. It won't switch overnight. Digital will sooner or later, it will become a thing slowly, and every year that goes by, digital will slowly and get more and more.
And
they
like that money. They love that digital money. They get
exactly. And then when PlayStation, like I said about the pattern with PlayStation, the trading aspect, right? If they implement that and that thing is real, that will encourage people to go for digital, because then when they buy the game, and let's just say, like, for instance, Anthem, right? A lot of people were a bit pissed off with Anthem. They started ringing up, was it PlayStation, because it broke their consoles, or presumed broke their consoles, and they didn't get a refund, or they did get a refund. It's like, well, if they implement that, you'll be able to trade in that game for whatever it will be, right? And then spend that whatever credit they will do for your next game. That's a good thing, because it allows the consumer to be like, okay, I, in some sense, own this fucking game. Because when I buy a game digital, right, and I've only bought like 4 titles that are digital, I always feel like I don't own it. Because as soon as I, like, for instance, get rid of my, let's just say my online or whatever, that it's gone. Like, that it's linked to my fucking online. I'm like, fuck, what can I do?
And you know what, Adam, it's so many disadvantages when you go digital. Because like Thrash was saying, like, as far as with the, like my cable,
pros and cons to both of your arguments. That's the thing.
Game. There's so many disadvantages that you have when you go digital.
Yeah.
We don't see it, but we think about that rush that we get when that 12 o'clock hit, man, I'm telling you, it's something about that. It be so many people that get digital, like when 12 o'clock come, when a big game come out, sometimes, like, even when I go to GameStop, remember how GameStop used to have those 12 o'clock midnight releases for like mad
special moments. Yeah.
I go up there now. When I used to go up there, it used to be like 50 to 100 people in line. Now it's like 20 people. it's more and more people saying they getting lazy to be like, fuck it, I'll just buy it at home.
It's the era that we're living in right now. We can get shit super quick.
Yeah, super quick. We're so lazy on doing things, man.
Yeah, like
I mean, one time I went to the show. I went to the show recently, man. I bought some fucking popcorn. Popcorn cost goddamn $8 for a small fucking bag.
Yeah, bro.
I said, man, why do it cost so much? He said, it's more and more. They got to charge shit like that because it's more and more less people coming to the show because now, man, it's this rumor going around in Hollywood, man, that they thinking about going all digital with movies. Fuck,
you know what? And you know what's funny though? That
I believe that 100%.
Just like what Trash says.
Yeah,
hold on. Let me break this shit down to you. I agree with what Thrash said. That should not fucking happen with movies. People, as you already know, the hacking community has been pirating movies for many, many years. It's a lot worse this gen. It was worse last gen with DVDs. It's still bad. And if you do that, even on the streaming services, you're able to steal that shit and put it online for everybody to see, and they will not be making money. You know?
Yeah, they don't.
You know,
they
most
don't.
of the musicians, especially the rappers, they still doing the old school shit, bro. They you know, they selling mixtapes and shit. They ain't getting that money from digital, bro. Then fuck out of here with that shit, man.
Yeah, but even if movies were to actually go like the all digital route, that's still not going to stop people from.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They won't make their money, so they go all digital.
That's how the movies think. They think like this, like fuck it. Well, if they doing it, why we can't do our own movies? Just imagine. Like when the
in a way, they're already doing it because you know Disney got their streaming service, Netflix has their streaming service, HBO, Showtime.
Look at how many movies have already come out already on Netflix, man. That were actually
at this point in time. We already know that if you look at an American mall, a common American mall, there are so many stores that don't exist anymore. Remember all last year, everything was closing down. Toys R Us, you already know, Radio Shack closing. There's no reason to go anywhere because
there's no reason to go anywhere.
Because you got Amazon, which is Amazon's a digital retailer. It killed a lot of shit. So you do that with the movies. Do that with the movies. There's a lot of movie theaters that are gonna have to close up, and I don't know what they're gonna become.
Yeah, but they're gonna close down. Cause look, the movie people think like this. Why the fuck? First of all, we losing what, a small percent. Let's say they losing like 20% on their movies because people that do that pirate and shit. They say fuck it. Let's just cut the middleman out because the middleman is the place where you go watch the show at. That's where people go entertain themselves. Why would I do that when I can send this signal straight to your house? You don't have to go to the show to look at the Avengers. Give me $30 a month, and then I'll just think all the movies that I make, I send it straight to your house.
They did that shit with that Ben Affleck movie where he went in and robbed that place. With the other it came out in theater and it came out on Netflix same day.
Yeah, same thing with Bird Box. They bought Bird Box outright. It was
and there was another one that recently came out on Netflix there about a month ago or something like that. That has
Netflix been doing that shit as well. Netflix been doing that shit. But what I believe movie theaters are going to do is just have full straight up HD screens, like not even films no more, just digital HD screen, big ass giant. Football stadium size HD screen.
Look, they did it with PlayStation Experience, so I don't see a reason why they shouldn't.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, people still gonna want to go on dates. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, people still want to go out and do out with the family. At the end of the day, no, everybody doesn't want to stay at home all the time.
And big money. Let's not forget how much money each Marvel fucking movie makes, especially when it comes to theater-wise.
And then after that,
it's just the reason why a lot of movies don't sell well in theaters, man. Is because the majority of Hollywood films, if it's not comic book related, they fucking stink. They suck.
Yeah, I mean, this whole generation sucks. Just period in every aspect. Even food sucks in comparison to.
Whoa.
Food sucks right now, bro.
I will say I'm pissed off that Kraft Dinner changed their fucking recipe and that cheese sauce tastes like vomit.
Yeah. Have you tasted Lucky Charms lately, my nigga? Like they changed the whole. That shit tastes funny as
I only eat 2 brands of cereals, man. Golden Grams, cornflakes. Everything else is fucking.
Huh?
Bro,
Yeah.
Cookie Crisp do not taste the same when I
Nah,
tasted
it
when I was
don't.
little.
Nah,
That
it
shit
don't.
do not
Nah,
taste the
dude.
same.
Look, bro,
telling you,
I
like-
gotta agree with you, bro. A lot of shit when we were younger, bro, and it's not our taste buds, so don't listen to that dumb shit.
Yeah, it's not
That shit got
Yeah,
different.
that's
it
like when
is
people
different.
want to fucking
That
That
way-
thing going gluten
Dude, like I
free
said,
and-
when they changed the recipe on that cheese sauce for crap dinner, man, I was fucking livid. That shit don't taste right no more.
They did it for all these people that don't like gluten. They allergic to foot
Yep.
or some
Oh,
dumb
that's
shit,
good.
whatever. I don't know.
Ruining
Even
food,
chocolate
bro.
bars got fucking smaller in
Exactly,
size too as
bro.
well, man.
Fucking
Fucking
music.
garbage.
Music is nothing but niggas mumbling around this
Nah,
motherfucker.
bro. Don't get me started on a fucking rap.
bro.
Don't get me
rap.
started on a rap music.
mumble rap.
Fucking,
This
I
is
hate
fucking
mumble rap, the
bro.
triplet
Oh
flow
my
and shit.
God, bro.
Fucking crap is unlistenable, man.
Everything is
Call it,
fucked up,
man. We
man.
call it mumble rap, man. That's
Everything-
Mumble rap is the worst, bro.
Everything is fucked up, bro.
Guys, a little
Everything.
fucking genre now.
I mean, look, the only thing we got to look forward to is good exclusives from Sony. I'm not trying to be a fanboy, but it seems like they always
I
gonna
wouldn't
push
even go
that
past
envelope,
that, but
bro.
that's
They
just
gonna push that
my
envelope.
plan.
They
Yeah,
gonna
that's
give
all
us,
we
they
got
gonna
in
give us
life,
that
bro.
entertainment,
That's
man.
it.
Fuck that shit.
No more
But look, we gotta
women,
get
no more
out of
good
here.
nothing.
It's Easter Sunday. I think
Yes,
Lincoln
sir.
left already.
Yeah.
Lincoln, you gone?
Yeah, Lincoln
Yeah,
left.
he left.
Okay, yeah, he
Yeah.
left. So I want everybody to enjoy their Easter Sunday, and I'm gonna play Dreams, but I'm gonna do these outros. You guys do these outros. But yeah,
I'll go first. Hey, this Big Money, man. Thank y'all for coming out. I hope to see y'all next week. Make sure y'all stay tuned on Tuesdays and Fridays too. That's when we do the round table. But make sure
Fuck
you
yeah.
come check us out every Sunday at 2:00 with the PlayStation Legion. Let me thank Adam. Let me thank Sam, and let me thank J-Tech, man, for welcoming me into their family, man. Like always,
problem,
man, from the heart, man. Much love to y'all, bro. And see y'all next week, man. I'm out.
All right.
All
Okay, I'll
right.
go next.
Go
I'll go
No,
next.
my
next.
bad. I have my mic off. My bad. Go ahead, Fatal.
All right, Venom with Pistol here. Thanks again there, J-Tech, for allowing me to be on your PlayStation Legion podcast. I appreciate it, brother, and I'm more than glad to be here next week as well if you want me back on. So appreciate it. Thank you, man.
no problem.
Hey, make sure y'all come back next week, man. I got something special for y'all. I don't want to say nothing yet, but make sure y'all come
Oh,
back
it's
next week.
teasing.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I think I might know what it is. He wants to give away a sad edition of an Xbox.
All I'm saying, bro, I got some special for everybody. I'm gonna ruin it because I don't like keeping surprises. I'm trying my hardest to secure a contract for Crap Gamer to be on at least one episode of the PlayStation Legion podcast, bro, on Sundays. Because this dude, he's getting bashed by every Xbox fan. He's done with Microsoft. He's been there. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Crap Gamer been there for Microsoft when nobody else was, and he's tired, bro. You know it. He's
That's like
just tired. He
MBG,
can't
though. That
defend it.
MBG guy, same thing I'm doing, man.
Hey, man, you know what? I sent invitations out to a lot of people, man. A lot of people was like, "Yeah, man, this shit is over. It's over. It's done, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with taking up for them, but when they start making you look like a fool, that's when you gotta be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have got clear minds, man. You know what I mean? They're fucking thinking with
Community's
clarity now.
dissipating.
Did everybody do their outros?
No, let me
No,
get
no.
mine. What's up, y'all? Niggas know what it is. King Threats Gaming, man. I got a channel, but if you don't know about it, nigga, you're not supposed to, so I'm not even gonna plug it. Check out the Roundtable Podcast if you do want to check out some shit. And yeah, nigga, keep it gaming, nigga. I guess, nigga, play games, not corporations. You know what I'm saying? And
God damn it, Thrash.
Oh, shit.
Adam, you going next?
Yeah, Adam could go next.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Admiral here, man. Thank you for all of you guys for coming in, obviously, to the stream, but also, our, fellow people, Big Money, Lincoln, Fatal, and King Thrash. Obviously, last part got a bit heated, but that's what we want to see. Man. I see some people have, different opinions and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for all, coming in and enjoying the show, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Adam, you ain't seen shit, bro.
Oh yeah, that was normal. Shit.
Yeah, that's
You
normal.
didn't even say bad words or nothing, like man.
Nah,
Yeah, they do that on the regular, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There's some shifts in here, bro.
Who's next?
Nah, I'll go, man. It's Bogolati 20. Appreciate you guys for stopping by this holiday Easter Legion podcast special. Fiery and feisty discussions. Made me laugh a whole hell of a lot. So, guys, be safe. Happy holidays. I'm out.
Okay, this is JayTechTV. If you guys see what I see, Dreams is something different, man. It's just something different. I'm gonna be doing a vote poll on the PlayStation on my on Twitter. So go over there, head over there after the show. See what I stream tonight. It's either gonna be Dreams or finish up this Last of Us survival challenge, finish the game on survival. But thanks for everybody who showed out. Everybody on the panel, everybody that showed up in the comments section, all the people that are liking. Thank you guys. But I am dead serious. I'm trying to see if we can get Crap Gamer or some of the Xbox community that clearly are leaving. Not just specifically because of the PS5 information. I think it's just the oncoming games we're getting. Days Gone. They know The Last of Us is finishing up. Nobody is gonna want to sit over on the Xbox side anymore. It's just like picking somebody for dodgeball. You don't want to be the last person. So I expect a lot of
Fine
people
by
to
me.
come over. I expect a lot of people to come on over, man. But everybody enjoy your Easter Sunday. And I know summer is coming up, and I know we got younger generations of gamers. If you need people to talk to about some of these games you're getting into or whatever, I think everybody here is welcoming. You should add us up. My information is JayTechTV HD on PSN. Add me there, Instagram, Snapchat, JayTechTV, all that dumb shit. So yeah, I'm up out of here, man. Thanks everybody, man. Thank everybody.
Peace.
We out.
And let me go delete Adam real quick.